You're now listening to the Sneaker Box.
Oh shit alert, Louis clothes, call it when existence, Louboutins and Gucci shows. Well, I guess that goes my Louis shows.
Yo, what's up? Detroit is definitely in the building via your headphones, stereo, and speakers. Of course, this is your man, the African Caesar, and this is the Sneaker Box Show. And we have almost a full house. I think Guru's gonna be here a little later. Surprise, shock.
That was a low.
We got the. Was it?
No whistle though. It's true.
Oh no, where's see? There you go.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
I got to give him that one.
There you go.
Guru is late. All 99%.
Habitually.
I mean, I'd agree, but I'm trying. Maybe it's me trying to take up for him. But he definitely,
sometimes you just gotta let it be.
He deserve a whistle.
That's what she said.
Not this time.
Nah.
He gonna get one.
He gonna get one.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
I was just saying.
Oh, wow.
Give him
It's
about
coming.
2 minutes.
It's coming.
You just assume I'm gonna get one. Watch, I'm gonna shock both of y'all. I'm not gonna get one at all this show.
No, you gonna get one.
Watch. But introducing everybody, we got the contrarian of the show, Geeno.
Yo,
Me,
And that's why he thinks I'm gonna
Gene.
get one, because I don't think I'm gonna get one. So therefore he has to be the opposite.
that's what we
Instead of
do.
get one. There you go. And then we have the OG of the show, JumpmanBostic.
with my thin mints. About time, Geeno.
Man,
And this
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
Geeno gets attacked before
You
I
gotta-
do.
yeah.
Good.
you haven't been here for about the past 4 weeks.
You
So
should have
Good.
delivered them.
Good.
I haven't been over that way.
Customer service.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's my charger. I forgot.
Wow.
Yeah, I left my
That's
charger here
the
last
reserve.
week. That's crazy.
But no, thank you though.
Even though it's in the total wine bag, it don't mean nothing.
That's hey, good packaging. Good packaging.
Telling on himself.
Yeah, just I frequent some places.
Man.
And I got a thank you note on there. That's
Coming on a
extra
lover's
special.
lane bag.
Definitely wouldn't come in that bad.
That's the pause of the day so far.
Yeah, wow. But yeah, a lot to get into. Real quick, Jumpman was angry about got the one. I didn't even know they still made those, by the way, the 1 liters.
That's 1.25.
My bad,
Yeah,
1.25.
Gino know all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Being a
They need to lower the
Pepsi
prices.
exec.
I should have just got a 2 liter.
Hey, them
Where'd you-
tariffs,
well,
them
where'd
tariffs
you-
hitting, ain't they?
Oh, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Where 85 people hanging outside. Asking
Oh, that's
for a
where you
quarter.
messed up at. You got to buy those from the grocery store.
man,
Don't
look,
buy them from the corner store.
I was running late, man, and
Oh, speaking of which, speaking of on the corner, me and Gino are trying to find a parking spot, and there's this couple conveniently smoking crack. Right, so me and Gino probably could have
like in
fit.
Portland.
No, yes,
Oh, that's what they was doing in that truck?
yes.
Oh, I didn't know they was smoking crack. I'm looking. I'm like, well, why can't
I just saw
why
a
can't nobody
spoon.
back the
I saw a spoon, a lighter underneath, and would look like
It wasn't a Pepsi or a
No.
Coca-Cola can, was it?
nope.
Now just because you got a spoon and a lighter, it don't mean you smoking crack. I mean,
Yeah, no, you could just be heating up some soup.
You know what I used to eat for breakfast? Cocaine. You know what I used to eat for lunch? Cocaine.
What'd you have for dinner? Was it cocaine?
exactly. Spoonful by
Yeah.
spoonful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Just add the water.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
want to savor that taste.
Yeah,
you know?
no, they was heating up a little chunk of a potato.
I mean, when you sit in the car, it's not like you got a microwave right there. So
That's
you
true.
just-
You know, that's shame on me for judging.
Car
But-
might not even work. They just sit there.
But no, what pissed me off
they
was
squatting in the car.
right.
You're not towing my stuff.
They're like sitting like smack dab in the middle, so like neither me or Gino could get into the space behind them or in front of them. And it was
How
just
about
like,
the people that got a rope out there and trash cans so you don't park in
in front of their house, they dusty ass house. Like nobody cared. Nobody, you got no visitors.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
I don't even understand why you're roping off anything.
You should be happy to get visitors.
Yeah, I know, right? Like you should be happy that anybody's parked in front of your house.
in front of it.
Jesus, you know, people get on my nerves.
Surprised the city hadn't
This
bought
is why I
that.
don't go out as much.
Surprised the city didn't buy that house yet.
Yeah, I know. Buy
They
it
ain't
and
got to it yet.
Yeah.
or just
They,
They
bought
working on it.
everything else.
they working on it. But yeah, a lot to get into. Let's knock out the 5-5 because for whatever reason we wait until like an hour in the show to do it. First, social media. Make sure to follow us on X at TSB_show. Follow us on Instagram at the Sneakerbox_show. Follow us on Facebook by looking up the Sneakerbox Show page, and on TikTok by looking up the Sneakerbox_show. Make sure to check in with your sneaker comments and questions by leaving us a message on our voicemail line at 313-444-8585. As soon as we figure out this audio thing, we'll knock out a bunch of questions that you guys leave us. All right, let's get right into it. Our Fab 5 sneaker releases from the previous week. Number 5, we have the New Balance 9060 gray, black, and red. Cool looking shoe. I like the silhouette. Geeno looks like he's struggling to put together a visual.
No,
You don't like the shoe at all?
it's all right. The silhouette, I'm not the biggest fan of.
I just feel like somewhere somebody from New Balance is listening to the show. And just a single tear is coming down their cheek.
Nah, they could care
Glory
less
style.
about my thoughts.
Huh?
They could care less about my thoughts.
No, they care about your thoughts.
No, they really don't.
No, they do.
Nobody do, man.
Kind of looks basic to me.
See? Let me.
Is it the one? I'll pull it up.
It's no.
Is that the one?
That's why, yeah, I
no
told you
flare
that's
on
that
it.
Let me
silhouette.
see. Is that the
Yeah,
right one?
I told you I don't like the silhouette.
Okay, you look at the silhouette. You don't like the silhouette?
Mm-mm.
I thought the
I
silhouette.
like
was
the
dope.
silhouette. It's just.
I don't like the chunkiness on the back of the sole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
but it'll make you look taller.
Got him! Got him!
It's like it's like it's made to keep you from falling.
I wish I had a
That's
whistle.
Maintain your balance. New balance.
Yeah. So if you jumping over here making jokes, that Mountain Dew is hidden.
Yeah. It's
She only had like a couple
yeah.
sips.
For $3.39, I gotta savor this.
Hey,
taste.
hey, look at the store you bought it from. You might want to check the date on
And then
it.
I use my debit card and they charge me 50 extra
You
cents.
use the debit
What?
card in there? They got a machine for that in there?
Well, what, the party store in the corner?
Yeah.
Why are we getting charged for using a debit card?
Hey, man.
Like, is it really a processing fee? Like, is it?
I guess it's
Really?
keeping the store
Mm.
open.
No, it really is a processing fee.
There's only
Really?
3 aisles in there.
So why do other stores not charge that?
Some do and some don't. I think it depends upon how
They get
busy the store
charged a
is.
fee.
Yeah.
For debit card transactions in the stores that get charged that fee, charge you to use
Yeah.
your debit card.
It's probably got something to do with like the amount of transactions that are being done. Debit
Okay.
transactions is being done. They probably don't get that much business often.
And I see why.
Yeah, so
I just happened to. That was my first time ever.
I don't
And
know why
last
you,
First
time.
and
I don't know
last
why you
time,
went
man.
over there, man.
I mean, I was driving down the street and I saw a store I needed to do.
Had that craving,
I did.
had that
Yep.
I did.
that itch.
The
Hey, he's probably behind those couple. Yeah.
He hopped in the car.
They heating up their crack and he's heating up his Mountain Dew.
The car turned in there by itself. So go get you a do, man. You need it.
Damn, you got that Tesla.
Right.
Stop,
That
never.
prototype.
Now we're gonna start a whole new
Jumpman
conversation.
put up in a CyberTruck.
Man, look.
Oh my God! Is that a CyberTruck? Get ready for that cyber suck.
Yeah, so what? I'm just a tech bro, but I'm looking for some neck, ho. If it ain't a cyber, I ain't getting insider. Yeah, it's built like a door stopper, but it's a certified panty dropper. Oh shit, fingerprints. Hey, do you have a ShamWow? Not for the fingerprints, but for your panties. Yeah, it goes up without even touching it. You know what else goes up without even touching it? My heart rate. Got a really high blood pressure. Too much fucking.
Never ever. Ever.
Oh boy.
That's a whole nother type. You really that's number 2.
Technical found 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
Hey,
That's number 2.
I brought the cookies.
That's number 2. That you never
I brought
tie
the
me.
cookies.
Don't tie me into that guy
You know,
or his northern vehicle.
I'm just dying at the fact that
Man.
Gino was so sure I was gonna get one and he's already at
He done
2.
got 2.
bro, you
Yeah.
getting one?
You in the penalty box.
Damn, I can't say nothing.
We're gonna cut your mic off for 10 minutes.
Next, you gonna make me go stand in the corner?
Face that side.
Damn.
The video just shows you just in the corner, just With your back turned to the camera.
I know you about to find a clip too.
Oh, you know I'm about
I know you about to find a clip.
Oh, Aunt Helen looks just lovely. You turned right back around, mister! You'll never guess what Reese did.
I know you're gonna do it.
Oh man.
Can I sit down yet?
I'll tell you, man. Jumpman on Mountain Dew is the best. I swear.
I'm not as serious as people think I am.
And that's just a couple
clown.
sips of Dew.
I'm about to
I know.
one now.
Oh boy.
Shit.
You done got me fired up on that
Geeno in
Tesla
trouble.
stuff, man. You in trouble. I'm gonna treat you like guru.
Don't you know, man, I'll beat you like you're one of my bitches.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that Atlanta out of me.
This is why I wish we had a camera crew when we go on trips, because I swear to God, first of all, to Jumpman's point, like Jumpman behind the scenes is hilarious. It's like, I don't know what it is about Pepsi and Mountain Dew being mixed, but it does something to him.
Y'all had it. You had that.
No, yeah, we did have it in Brooklyn.
I've had that before.
It did actually.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
So you want to know what's funny about that is
you pitched it to your execs.
Well, so the new thing now that
you taking credit. That's the third whistle. He took credit for your drink.
I'm not taking credit for it. They mashed
trying to
up
sell your drink,
Gatorade
Jumpman.
flavors now. So that's the new thing that's gonna come out this year. It's called Gatorade mashups. Damn, I don't want to give my company no free promotion, but it's they got one where it's fruit punch and Cool Blue mixed together.
So they should come on with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it might be getting closer.
Jumpman, he gonna take your idea and pitch it as if it was his.
He can give me a couple nickels out of it.
See, I gotta give him.
That's
some
all I
nickels.
need. I'm a team.
He's gonna give you literal nickels too.
Long as they give me a year's supply. That's all I need.
Hey, look, I
unlimited. My garage would be full.
I'd love to try to hook you up with that. It's gonna expire though.
Nah, it ain't.
Damn.
I bought 6 cases.
That sounds real
week, and
fiend.
I'm
like, shit.
Shit.
Gotta make me drink more.
Wow.
Price is so high, I gotta ration it sometimes.
Drink a tablespoon at a
Right.
time.
He measuring this.
Got that spoon out there. Instead of heating it up, I put
That's what they
some ice in
do.
it.
They rationing out their soup.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
You
know.
Okay. All right.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Everything ain't got to be crack, man.
It looked like a big chunk of potato on that spoon.
Did you serve him?
Did I serve him? No.
Yeah.
They had a big soup spoon.
So you don't do crack. You deal with pure white.
Oh wow, see. How did it become about me? I don't know. I'm just a sneaker guy.
Yeah, You posing as the sneaker guy.
Number 4, we have the women's Nike Air Max 90 Leopard. It's funny because in my head I could just hear Sable's music.
We're back on heat. A huge announcement forthcoming from the WWF Women's Champion, Sable.
If you're
I mean,
old enough to remember that.
it's nice for the ladies.
Yeah, I thought it's a cute shoe.
I feel like the problem though is like just the Air Max 90 silhouette. Just it's like I don't know. I feel like that with all the Air Maxes now. Honestly,
do you?
I feel like what was that like? What year was that the Air Max 1 had their big anniversary?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
So whenever that was, when they started like just bringing out like every single Air Max 1 and just all of these new colors, it felt like Air Max is just kind of like hit that peak, and now it's just slowly starting to just.
So it is oversaturated for you.
Yeah,
I like the subtleness of the leopard print on it.
Yeah, it's not all over. It
didn't overpower the shoe.
I just again for it to be an Air Max 90, I think it's cool, but it's just I don't know. I think it's the fact of it being an Air Max 90 where I'm like, eh.
I will say this: the Air Max 90. I like the Air Max 90, but is it like? It's not one of my favorite Air Maxes. Like it's cool, but like the Air Max 1 is like my favorite. You know, and I don't know what it is about the Air Max 1. It's one of those timeless.
It's clean.
Yeah, it's a clean shoe. It's just timeless to me. Kind of like a Jordan 1 in a way. But having said that, I just did get an Air Max 90 Nike ID or Nike Bayou, whatever they call themselves now. So, you know, I'm not against it or whatever, but I feel what you're saying. When you see too much of a shoe, it kind of is like, all right, enough of that for now.
Yeah.
But shout out to the ladies on these Nike Air Max 90s Leopards. Number 3, we have the Shake James Special Edition Adidas Forum Low 414 day, and it's a pack. It's a white pair and a blue pair. Yeah. And actually, those boys is clean as fuck.
I like those.
Clean as fuck. I
like
them clean. I'm so mad I did because like the white pair or the cream pair is like it was like hella limited. It was like 200 pairs or something like that. The blue pair was probably my favorite, but I was gonna get both of them. Was dope. I was gonna get both. Shout out to Shake. I got this previous collab. It was the Affinities, I believe.
Yeah.
So I got that collab. So I try to support when, especially people get the opportunity.
Hey, it'd be nice if we could do more with the forums, especially the forum low. Like, I mean, much rather the forum low than the forum high. But
no, I need the forum highs, man. The forum highs was cold.
It's too high-ish.
There's no such thing. No, let me not
I
say
mean,
that.
it's coming from a dealer, so I guess there's nothing that's too high.
You want to get high? No, we don't want to get high. Okay. You sure?
Wow. Jump in third whistle.
He's legit on that one.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm bringing my own whistle next time.
I'm listening in.
I'm bringing my own whistle next time.
He done got me tuned in to him. He's going to be in the corner in a minute.
Because I really like
I might have to go in the corner and go hold books.
All right.
I like this one.
That's his new collab? Let me see that one.
That's this young lady. Pittsburgh, Southside Hype.
What brand is? Oh, this Adidas?
She's dope. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, those clean.
That's the Pittsburgh.
Those kind of like those mosh joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a dope shoe. But shout out to Shake though. I like what he's doing.
Pretty dope.
And you can see too, like as he progresses with his collaborations with Adidas, that they're giving him more and more leeway with stuff. So I'm about to really make Geeno mad with this one. Number 2, we have the Nike Kobe 8 Protro with the Kobe.
Uh-oh.
Did you get those? Dang, Geeno. Dang. Tell me how you really feel.
You bitch of a son.
You mean you son of a bitch?
Nope.
I'm like 0 for 10 this year.
Is that for him or is that for the release?
Both.
Both.
Yeah,
wow.
Both. Hey, my bad. Double bird.
I had nothing to do with that.
He gave me disco bird. He gave me
I get a text this morning and it's like, I blame you. And I'm like, the fuck? And I look and he's like,
I mean, it's another one. I'm right on time.
It's not selected.
Do everything right. I try and live a good life.
You sound like Isiah Thomas right now.
I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
I mean, I'm not blaming Jordan for everything, so.
Well, he was like, I did.
Him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He get a whistle.
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
He get a whistle again. You see what he said about LeBron?
I know that was the most trivial thing.
Man.
Like it's
18 hours before the game. He out there shooting.
Here's my thing about that whole situation.
What do you say about LeBron?
Because he was warming up without a shirt on. Like, God forbid, right? And it's like
7 hours before the game.
Yeah, like just because nobody wanted to see Isiah shirtless, he's like mad at anybody else who does it shirtless.
He sent furniture to his side chick and get beat up by his real chick.
Oh, see,
damn Zeke.
Yeah, dummy.
Don't live in glass houses, bro. But no, my whole thing with Isiah is, it's like there are so many things you could like point out, and I just thought that was such a trivial thing. It was just like, who cares, bro? Like nobody. First of all, this ain't 19, whatever. So as much. Here's the thing: I'm not even a LeBron fan like that, but these are like one of those examples where it's just like, all right, man, y'all are just finding things.
Right? Like, I really don't understand what's the problem.
Was there nothing else happening in on that day for you to where that was the thing on your mind, the pressing thing that you just had to get off your chest?
And just last week, he was back on how LeBron was the GOAT, better than Mike, better than Now this, he sees.
And I bet you if he would have got on that dream team, he'd be saying that Jordan is the GOAT.
Here's my problem with Isiah, right? And I'm from Detroit, born and raised. Is let it go already. Like, if I hear one more interview with Isiah Thomas, and it's not even about me being a Michael Jordan fan, this has nothing to do with it. It is, yo, you are looking like the girlfriend that got dumped and can't get over it.
Son of a bitch! I'm stronger than you will ever know! I hate you! I hate you! You're so adorable. Look at your face. Look at your face. You go, I love you. Say, I love you, Christina.
He's trying to break it. Jesus.
Yeah, damn, Guru.
He's still pulling.
How many locks I got on? We gonna be trapped in here.
Denied. Go home.
Man, he got a
So
whistle
he got
before
a
he
whistle.
even walked in.
He ain't walked in
yet.
He ain't even walked in yet. Got a whistle. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I had to give you a whistle, man. You kept pulling on the door.
I guess nobody exempt.
No,
I'll dunk on your ass like I'm Anthony Edwards.
But it's like if I hear one more, if I hear
the shoes.
Oh, he wearing them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which colorway is that?
All-Star game.
Okay. I just tired of. I think he just needs to like just not talk for like a while, because it's like I feel like it's distracting me from enjoying the player that you were.
Who was this?
Isiah Thomas.
I can't even watch the show he's on, the NBA TV, whatever.
Yeah, he's on there.
I
Like,
cannot.
no, he has good feedback, but it's just like, dog, you complaining about a shirtless player, like that's dumb. Like, you're still mad about Michael Jordan not whatever for the last 50 years.
Won't publicly apologize.
Right, and he's never gonna do it. He's never gonna do it. And it's crazy though, because you see every other.
If you keep saying it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because now he knows you want it. It's like he's not gonna give it to you.
Give what? I mean, I guess I look at that. I guess that's somebody you and Isiah Thomas are more alike than not.
That's ignorant.
Bullshit.
Oh,
bullshit. I need a whistle. Have me a whistle, JB.
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
Bullshit.
Man, that's
There's some beefs that you would never let go away.
But you don't hear me talking about it every day.
I don't see you talk about it every day.
Oh, bullshit.
Not every, once a week. Once a week I do it. Right?
It's not every day.
Yeah, that's once a week.
It's not every day.
Once a week. But I guess if I could feel like that's the only thing that he kind of felt is left off his resume, and he feel like
No, the Dream Team thing I can. I'm talking about the other shit.
That's what.
No, the Dream Team thing I can get with.
That's what I think. That's what. Yes, the Dream
That's
Team
everything
thing
else.
is fueling the additional angles at Mike. That's what I'm saying. Like the Dream Team thing is valid, but when you got hate for somebody here, it just spills over to other things. You real critical about this and about that and the other things. So. I mean, it might got some beefs that he'll never let go.
But you don't hear him like every interview.
But yeah, he do it behind the scenes though. But still, he don't act like just Mike.
Like if every interview Michael Jordan was like, "Man, Bill Laimbeer," like I'll be like, "Mike, let it go." But it's crazy though because you'll see Bill Laimbeer and all the other Piston players. They take pride in the fact that they was the team that was giving Michael shit, and I feel like Isiah should take that route too. It's like, yo, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Can't nobody change anything. Own your shit. Y'all ran the league for 2 years, right? Y'all got in the way of, I mean, when you think of the 80s and the great teams, you have to think of the Detroit Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, let some shit go. It's like you losing way more sleep than anybody else over this shit. Let it go.
They were getting old, man.
By
the time that third year came around, no matter what happened, they wasn't gonna be.
They was all the same age. How old were they?
No, it was not. They were Pistons.
No, that was old. It was the team was.
No, they was in their early 30s. So was Michael Jordan.
The Lakers were old. The Celtics was old. All the teams was old.
Dog.
They wasn't gonna be.
Hold on, wait, time out.
And they knew they wasn't gonna beat them.
Hold on, time out. This whole notion that they were old as if they were just so much older than Michael Jordan. They were literally the same age. How is that older?
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Isiah Thomas was older than Jordan.
Dog, he was like 33. Michael Jordan was 31.
Okay, so that's older.
Is that so much older?
That's
It's
still
2 years older.
That's still 160 games plus playoffs.
Old.
That's still almost 200 more
God,
games on your body though.
Man, listen.
I was just saying. Plus, you gotta think about it. Like the what is that? That was four. Was that 3 straight years going to the NBA Finals on top of? What is it? 2 years on top of that deep Eastern Conference championship run. Like, that's a lot of playoff basketball that a lot of other teams hadn't seen yet. You could say the same thing about the Lakers and the Celtics at that point. Them teams that got old, they had all of those long runs in the 80s.
That's more of an argument. If you're going to make that argument, I could see that, especially for the Lakers, because they was damn near in the finals every year. So I can understand that.
Yeah,
right?
but the same could be said. The
But then
Pistons
at the
were in the
same
Eastern
time-
Conference Finals just about every single year. Basically, like that late 80s
But I mean, you can make the same argument for the Bulls because they was going to the conference finals at least 2 years before they went to the finals. And then on top of that, when you talk about like when you case of the Lakers, like here's my thing, like if you're good enough to beat all the teams that you have to face in the playoffs to make it to the finals, I'm not really trying to hear, hey, I'm old now. Like all of a sudden, that's a convenient argument now that you lost the finals. That we wasn't too old when you beat them in the first round. Wasn't too old when you beat
That's because
whoever
that team was also younger though. So as you're getting older, the team that's younger that you're facing are getting more experienced. So,
I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm saying is I don't want to hear now I'm too old. Now that I've failed at this part. So you got to the first round, no problem. Second round, no problem. Third round, no problem. Nobody's talking about your age. And all of a sudden that you lost, now I got to hear about your age. It's just, you win or you lose. If they had won, wouldn't nobody be sitting there like, man, for the oldest team or whatever. No, it was just.
They didn't just lose.
So then
they
what
got dominated.
So then
it was 5-1.
So then what was the Lakers saying when they lost to the Bulls? So what was that Lakers team that lost to the Bulls? Michael's first chip. What would their excuse have been? They couldn't use the excuse of being too old?
No, I'm saying I don't want to hear that. Like if you got to the finals, you got to the finals. It is what it is. Like if you had the best record in the West and you got to the finals, obviously age wasn't slowing you down. You just lost to a better team.
But also
when you saw that first game,
though.
When you saw that first game, Lakers and the Bulls, what did y'all think?
I mean, I was like,
what was your first thought?
I mean, I'm trying to think how old I was. Like, I was like 7.
I didn't do it. Was you watching the game though?
I don't think I was watching the game. I don't think like at 7. I don't think I was watching the game.
This is what
I'm saying.
ESPN Classic was good for.
No, reason I'm saying that because to watch it now, I have hindsight, right? So it's like
but
that gets in the way of being
even with the hindsight.
Like in real time is different, right? Like in real time, you don't know how things are going to play out. But now because I know the end of the movie, looking back at a certain scene, it's hard to contextualize it because I know how it ends. So,
well, I'll tell you, 99% of the people felt 99% of the people felt the Lakers were going to win after they won Game 1.
I watched that game. To me, when I watched Game 1, it was just that magic post game from doing everything from the post was just like because the playoff series is about adjustments.
Yeah.
So I watched it as if they don't adjust after this Game 1. This can be a long series. Luckily, after a game or two, when Phil switched and put Pippen on him, and then after that, Lakers didn't have a counter because they didn't have the talent, the roster, and the Magic was way beyond his prime. So like that to me is where the age comes in because now you don't have. And he retired after that season, didn't he? Yeah, he retired
he played the next season. And the only reason he retired,
I thought it was 91.
He had the age.
No, 92.
This was 91, the Bulls. 92.
That's what
92.
They went to the Olympics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was another.
He retired in the middle of the season because he got the age.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he played for like 4 months after that. So, but.
Yeah. So it wasn't because of age. It was like, and then he tried to come back.
Yeah.
He
came back.
It was like 96, 95, 96.
94, wasn't it?
Was it 94?
Yeah.
I feel like it was only like 2 years
No, because
later.
Michael was back.
That's 95.
Was it?
That was like 95, 96.
So it was 95.
Michael came back late
95.
Yeah. So,
And then they
well,
won
middle of
again
95,
in
March
96.
95. So, but I mean, looking back, it was.
Because they were favored.
But I'm just saying, if you took that
80s,
we'll just say 2 years ago, that 89
Mm-hmm.
Lakers team versus that Bulls team, that's a Game 7 toss up. And Kareem wasn't even on that team. And when Byron Scott hurt, James Worthy was hurt, wasn't they?
Who?
Byron Scott and James Worthy. They was hurt.
No, James Worthy, I think, might have been hurt.
Yeah, Kareem wasn't there. Like,
Kareem got retired.
He retired a few years before that.
Yeah, so.
But number one, and I already know what this shoe is, and the shit I had to go through to get this shoe is just annoying to me. But number one,
that's why it's number one.
I can't wait to
why
hear
is
this.
it? Why I get a whistle?
I can't wait to hear
Man,
this.
it took a whole hour.
Nike Air Max 1 Poly Goldeneye. Jesus
Christ.
You know that shoe was sent to you. It was outside your door.
It was not. So this what happened, right? So
what happened?
And we're gonna get into this later, but because it's confusing to me which shoes they decide to release on Dot Swoosh and which shoe, because like the Donkey Kong joints released on sneakers, and this one was on the Swoosh app or Dot Swoosh, whatever. And so you already had to have a profile in there or whatever. It's a pre-order. So most pre-orders operate with you sign up for your size and pay, and then they take that information and then they produce, right? So day of, I forgot what time it was supposed to. I think it was like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right? They was going to open it up. I go on there, and I get to the part where I'm going to pay, and it keeps saying incorrect information. Now, mind you, my shit already on there. Like, it's been on there. It's the same information from the Nike app, right? They just pull it from there. And it's like, wrong information, wrong information. I'm like, as many things I bought on Nike, like, why am I just not getting this? So, you do it a couple times, it finally goes through for some reason, right? So it goes through, and then it tells you got 30 minutes, and they'll send you a confirmation email. Okay, cool. Well, 50 minutes later, I get a confirmation email, but it's not even a confirmation email. It's saying address couldn't be confirmed. You have 30 minutes to update or correct it. And no sooner than I read that email, I get another email saying your order's been canceled. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, okay, so one is the same address I've been using since forever. Two, you said I had 30 minutes to update it, and I ain't even have a chance to do that. So now I'm just sitting there like, okay. So then I go back on the website, and at this point, it's saying sold out. How do you sell out of a pre-order? I don't know. But it's saying sold out. So I'm just like, okay. Now, mind you, it said it's going to take like 4 months for you to get the product, right? Okay. So I keep refreshing the page, and at some point it said, check back later to see if there's more sizes. Once again, let me stress, this is a pre-order. So finally, more sizes show up. So I'll go back on there, get my size, pay for it, get the same email, right? Confirmation in 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, I get another email saying the same thing. Address needs to be updated. And then an email right after that saying your shit been canceled. So now I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
All right, buying sneakers at a drug dealer. I know.
Here you go. So
they didn't want to deliver to the White House.
Freeze the accounts, aliases. All right, man. Go ahead, bro.
So I'm going. So now I'm like, this is.
Didn't
some
he have
bullshit.
a shoe a drone had to deliver to him before?
Yeah.
No, that was StockX. That was something totally different.
But the drone had to drive.
And the drone didn't deliver shit. The truck delivered the drone. The drone didn't deliver shit.
Well, yeah, because the trucks can't pull up all the way to the door. You got the gate. You got the dogs.
I wish.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing wrong with
you
that,
got the sniper towers.
I swear to God, dog.
Goldeneye, yeah, you got you got a gold gun, all right, don't you? Nobody got the wing tools on.
Yeah,
birds can't move without the wings.
Smart ass motherfucker.
Fuck both of y'all.
I mean,
and he's managing the birds like Tony La Russa with the Cardinals hat. You feel me?
And he was delivering birds. He was delivering birds earlier today. That's why he didn't park there.
Say what?
That's why you didn't park there. You was delivering birds earlier.
I'm about to look.
He's like, let me drop that package off.
Cut these mics off. Look, I'm trying to tell this story, and these motherfuckers talking about birds and bullshit.
Like how long you been black? You know that if you tell a story that people gonna interject and add their cliff notes to it. You already know how this goes.
Y'all finished?
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking. Let's rock.
Go
Look,
ahead.
so
these truth notes.
So now I'm mad, right? Because I got two pending purchases of $170 just sitting in limbo, right? So I'm out $340. So I'm like, all right. So I call Nike. I'm like, yo, like, how long is this shit gonna pin? Because if I'm not gonna have the shoe, can I at least have my money back? They're like, okay. So then, first they're like, well, we had an issue with the orders. It was more people than anticipated for this shoe, which I don't know. Once again, it's a pre-order. Like, how do you fuck up a pre-order? And how do you anticipate it? That the whole point of a pre-order is to avoid that.
Nike doing a pre-order is like a Nike ID with a release date.
Basically. But once again, I thought that was the whole point of a pre-order, right? You ain't got to worry about shit selling out because it's a fucking pre-order. So they're like, well, we're going to try to, because they had like a whole bunch of people calling in for this shit. They said, we're going to try to like push the orders through. So like one pending thing is going to go through and the other one you're going to get back. Cool. And then right before he hangs up, he's like, oh, by the way, this shit is not 100% buy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you tell me that? Like, why would I go through this whole process just for you to tell me that it's not 100% going to go through? Okay, fine. So now I'm just anticipating it not going through. And guess what? It didn't. I got another email saying the shit was canceled. Fine. Then later that night, they sent an email saying, okay, we fucked up. Tomorrow, we're going to open it back up for everybody. You get like a special email. You click on there. basically it'll give people a solid 24 hours to order their shit. Went through there, got my shit finally, and yeah. But then I had to deal with Chase because the pending thing. Like Chase, for whatever reason, has this thing now where if you have something pending, and like let's just say you order something that gets canceled or you return it, instead of getting it back in a couple of days, you get it back in 5 business days. So I should get it back by Monday. So
yeah, you went through all of that and still made it number 1?
Such an inconvenience.
No, because the shoe was dope. Because the shoe was dope. I mean, I ended up getting the shoe ultimately, and the shoe was dope. So, unlike Geeno and his Kobe's. So, I'm happy.
Damn, that's a slap.
Yeah, that's a whistle.
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
There we go. Yep.
See, you stunting again.
Damn it.
Man.
How?
Yes.
You are Isiah Thomas.
He gave me the finger and everything.
What? I rescind that technical.
Thank you.
Why?
What about
He gave me 2 fingers.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Thank you.
He gave me 2 fingers. I can't say nothing back.
That's the pause of the day so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, man.
That's bullshit.
I rescind that.
Thank you. I'm the cleanest guy here. I'm cleaning guy here.
That's
as far
bullshit.
as whistles and technicals,
That is bullshit.
I'm like
You got one before you came in. You didn't know that.
That's bullshit.
Allen,
That's bullshit.
No,
you
man.
deserve
That's
that.
You
bullshit.
deserve
How?
that one.
How?
You always do that little slick shit.
I don't.
You do.
you do that little Drake stuff, man.
You do.
Oh, man.
You a black ass Drake.
He do light skinned brother stuff.
You the blackest light skinned brother ever.
That's probably the most offensive thing I've heard anybody say.
Smoky light skin.
MJ calling you a hype beast with every bone and molecule in her body was up there too.
You
That is
making me
ridiculous.
drink.
That is ridiculous. That bottle was half gone before I even said anything.
Gonna be gone, fully gone. Man, I might have to go back and get another 329.
From the same store?
Hey, look, he willing to pay that price.
Right, that extra 58 cents.
I might have to get Pepsi this time so I can let
You
it
like that
mix.
lady in that one review when I was mad that they charged her 65 cents?
Yeah, I mean, he don't for dope.
You calling your own products dope?
Got all that sugar and stuff in there. That's how they
It
be
says based
making
on
us,
moonshine, right?
That's how they be making us feel. How they be getting us to sell it.
Yeah, get me hype. That's
See?
for sure.
Now you could get some from C's. Won't have the same effects.
Straight drop, no step down.
Hey, he gonna tell people just like Nike told him. It's not 100%.
But StockX. Oh yeah, C's went to Vietnam to get his dope like Frank.
Wow. Ugliest release.
That was
of
the
the
most direct to consumer thing I ever seen in my life.
That was the original director.
He flew to Vietnam, hopped on a donkey, went to the villages to get the dope.
He legit says like, "What I need the middleman."
That, what the Mike Gatorade commercial did for us is what that did for C's. He was like, "I got big dreams of making it like Crazy Legs."
Would you shut up?
You won't let it
No, you won't let it! I'm the one who talks! Okay, mouth shut, ears open!
You haven't answered.
You do not want to see me get out of this chair! Ergo, open your yapper one more time and I'm gonna architect a world of pain all over your candy ass! Ergo! Vis-a-vis! Concordantly!
Your ugly sneaker, you got?
And I don't know why they keep making this shoe. So before I say this shoe, let me just say the shoe and then I'll explain why. Ugliest release of the week. Women's Air Jordan 4 Net Rattan.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
And this is my issue with this shoe is having the ability to have been in certain spaces and like, going to Nike headquarters and stuff. And seeing the stuff that they don't release. And then seeing this shit, and it's like, okay, so y'all gonna have to explain to me why y'all are so uncertain about that and then be so certain about this.
I bet you if they would have threw somebody's name on that, it would have sold out.
Or they could have somebody wear and tell them it's their shoe, but don't pay them.
He ain't lying.
That too. But it's just like, I don't understand like how, I to this day, I want to understand the process in which certain things don't get released and certain things do get released. Because things that we've seen is just obvious. Like the GT Futures was one of them. We could talk about it now since they didn't release it. But That was like an obvious.
Have they? They released the pictures.
They released the pictures. I think they're going to release the shoe.
Well, while they had it in the video, they were giving him a couple colors to wear. Then PJ Tucker wore it in the game earlier this week.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to come out.
He actually wore it in the game, or while he was on the sideline?
No, in the game playing. He played with the Knicks. Yeah,
I barely see him get any clock. So
he be like that. He play.
Shoe game be fresh,
but
I mean, he do play for Coach Tibbs.
That's what I'm saying.
Run your starters into the ground.
That's what I'm saying. And
My
PJ Tucker older, so he might not be good for him to get out there.
But that was a shoe that they was unsure of, and it was like, and we're talking to him. It was like, yo, like this is an obvious.
Yeah, that was
an obvious.
That was an easy one.
Meanwhile, you see these net 4s, and it's like the fuck, like, okay, so y'all was sure about that though. There was no questions with that one, huh? So I don't know. I mean, I can't even say I see. Like I want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, but not you always. You tend to defend the designers a lot.
Yeah.
No, I do. But this would be one where it's like I can't even defend y'all. I can't defend y'all on that one.
Just want to make sure you keeping that same energy on that.
I can't.
That's all.
No, in general, yeah. Like I mean,
you lightly tapped them, but you went hard on J Balvin. Pause.
On J Balvin.
Yeah,
very
on his shoe.
Would you wear the J Balvins or that?
J Balvins.
Hey, there we go. See,
J Balvins.
But why don't you go hard on that?
No, because you know why though.
You very contradicting.
Why?
So he should get
just like in them nights with the Nigel, the guy said you very contradicting, and he went out and said, "You shut the f up."
No, first of all, wait, time out.
No, he should get a whistle for being contradicting.
No, because you ain't gonna say that and then hold on and not
you didn't
elaborate.
Even say nothing to him.
I did say something to him.
You didn't go off on him.
No, because you know why? Because you know why? Because I let stupid people allow themselves to make.
Man,
this is what I do. This is what I do now. Look,
that ain't seized, man.
If you come out stupid, right? Now I can match energy because then it becomes just we just throwing shit at each other.
You match energy for less than that before.
No. I'm about to tell you why though. Because now I'm looking at it like, okay, you said that. Explain. Because what I've understood now is that a lot of stupid people say shit, but if you ask them how or why, they can't explain it.
It was crickets.
Right. And then you see he ain't say shit.
It was
because he knows he can't explain.
Yeah.
So it's like, so now you end up looking dumb without me having to do any effort. I ain't got to get mad. I ain't got to get loud. I just asked you a simple question.
But this time,
yeah,
you're contradicting.
Now, how am I contradicting?
You hated J Balvin's shoe.
Right, but the question.
Now you said.
No, the question was if I had to wear that shoe or these net 4s. So given a choice, I got to pick one.
You wouldn't even want the J Balvin's in your collection.
I don't. But if you're gonna tell me I had to pick one shoe, if you tell me this shoe or this shoe, then I'm gonna be like, I'm supposed to say none. I mean, I guess I could say none.
2021.
We've done that before.
Yeah,
that would be more truthful.
Yeah, that would be more C's like.
I guess I could have said none.
2001 he said he would jump off a bridge.
Remember the questions he asked?
2001 said he would jump off a bridge.
So fine. Like, I was trying to answer the question the way that he framed it. But yeah. Fuck it. If I
Jumpman, would you wear some Yeezys or jump off a bridge? Jump off a bridge, motherfucker.
But see, you picked the choices though.
You can go barefoot.
No, wait. See what you just said. It's on tape. Wear the Yeezys or jump off the bridge. You picked one of the choices I gave you, right?
But you said you would never wear J Balvin.
Right. I didn't say, hey, run those J Balvins.
Or not, never is never.
Give me the choice. If you say this or that,
I'll never wear a Yeezy.
I'm playing along with the question. So yes, he gave me the choice. I hate the net 4s more than I hate the J Balvin, so therefore I would go with that. Now, I guess
that's
in light of
brother,
how's that contradicting? I didn't say I like the J Balvins. I'm saying in comparison to
you could have went barefoot.
That wasn't one of the options.
You know the create options.
I'm just saying.
Right.
You've known the create options in your answers.
Like I'm trying to answer the question the way that it was framed, and now I'm getting shit for answering the question.
Your past comes.
I didn't say, hey man, no J Balvin's hot, man. Hey, I got second thoughts. No, you framed the question and said this or that. I picked this over that.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
this or that.
I'm happy to say
quality or colorway, quality of design. Which one you know like more?
Quality or design?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a toss-up. I feel like you need both.
If you had one, if Nike say we're gonna let you get your own shoe, but either you can design it or it can be top quality. Which one?
I feel like you've always shitted on quality though.
Yes, he did.
No, I don't shit on quality. What I get mad at is that becomes the go-to excuse for something that looks basic or even horrible in some cases. And my whole argument is yes, it can have good quality, but that doesn't mean that it's a good looking shit. Like you can have a shitty looking car with a good engine, like, but it's still a shitty looking car. Like the engine is not for dispute. I've never complained about the quality of any shoe. My complaints have always been the aesthetics. So to bring up quality when I'm talking about aesthetics just seems like a deflection.
But quality has been an issue with Nike in the last 5 years.
Not necessarily when it comes to collabs. Like general releases, collab, but that's always been the go-to excuse though. It's like, oh, but the materials. But I'm like, all collabs usually have good materials. So to sit there and point out that this collab has good materials as if we don't get good materials on all these other collabs is kind of a
But if all your
kind of a moot point, you know what I'm saying?
But if you get more general releases than collabs, and people say the reason why I go after the collabs is the quality, that's making that's actually the indirect statement that Nike's day-to-day quality is terrible to the point that I have to go after the collabs if I want quality. And some shoes have a basic aesthetic to showcase the quality. That's why, like Gucci loafers, there's not a whole bunch of textiles and design because they want you to focus and enjoy the leather. I'm saying that's for the leather. So
but I would say this though, and this is why I always advocate don't buy the shit. Like if something doesn't match up to your quality, like I remember distinctly people were bitching about the I don't know if the black and red fours. I don't know if they were part of the Thunder series.
Oh, the Red
Thunder, was that what they call it?
Yeah.
I remember people bitching and complaining about, oh, the nubuck or the suede or whatever materials. And my whole thing was, with the return policy that Nike has, take them bitches back. Like, take them back. Like, I'm not going to hold on to a shoe just because. Now, there was one point in time I would have because I was so thirsty for, certain retros that, we grew up on or whatever. And it's like, this is better than nothing. But now I'm at this stage of my life where I'm just like, that's not enough. That's not a good enough excuse for me to buy something anymore. Like, once I got it in my head, that was like, okay, you spend so many hours at work or you work so hard at your job to get the money to just hand it over, you know what I'm saying, to anybody, and you're not happy, like, makes no sense to me. So I'm past the point of just, oh, well, it's a Jordan. It's like, no, it has to live up to my standard because it's my money, right? And if it doesn't match my standard, then it doesn't get my money. Like, it's as simple as that. So I'm not going to be the type to where it's like, oh, no, this is finally good quality. Like, I mean, I should have been had that. You know what I'm saying? So that, once again, is not a good enough reason for me to buy a collab. Like, to me, once again, I hold collabs to a higher standard than general releases because I do understand that when you got to churn out, like when you go to work, right? There's going to be days where you're late. You're not going to show up every time, right? You might be 5 minutes late. That's understandable because most of the time you do show up on time. So the one or 2 days where you show up late, we can forgive because that's not typically you. And so that's why, and knowing the workload that designers are on or designers are under, right? And knowing how they do come up with dope shit, but for whatever reason, and we talked about this on the other show, the decision makers above them, because it's not so much on the designers sometimes. Sometimes it's on the people above them where it's like, give us that all white shoe because it's a safer bet than that creative shit you came up with, right? So that's why I don't always put it on the designers. Sometimes it's on the, what we call them last episode, the button pushers, whatever. So I put it more so on them than I do the designers because, like I said, I've seen the shit that they come up with, and it's like, and everybody in this room has seen the shit that they come up with. And it's like surprising and perplexing to us where it's like, okay, wait a minute, why is that shoe not released, but that shoe is? And so, that's why I look at general releases versus collaborations because general releases are more mass produced. So there's always room for outliers. Whereas with collaborations, those are usually like significant. Like, like certain collaborators might do one collaboration a year. So you had all year, like as opposed to a designer who's churning out 30 of them bitches in a month. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm more forgiving to the general releases because I understand the nuance behind all that. So, collaborations, well, first of all, I think general releases should have good quality. So if I think that about general releases, I definitely think that about the collaboration. So to throw that out there, like, that's supposed to be enough for me to buy it. Because aesthetically, that's what we buy the shoes for, right? Because it's about the aesthetics. You want both. And that's why I say you want both. It's not an either or thing for me. It's not, I just want good quality or I just want aesthetics. I want both. I want my shit to look dope and feel dope.
But
right?
the brands have kind of made you pick between the two.
No, and to that
that's
I
why
agree.
I brought that question up. Because
no, I agree.
So that's why the brands have
But it's like, I mean, because we talked about it last week about how like I bought those Reebok Answer Ones.
Mm-hmm.
Look dope. Didn't feel so great because they didn't have the tech in there. So now I'm like disappointed in my purchase. Looks great, but you know what I'm saying? But because I know that they shortchanged me, you know, you got me paying this much. Like, so how you got me paying more for less?
Did you return them?
I bought them on eBay. So it's like, who am I return them to? eBay? Like, they don't, you know, I'm just kind of stuck with them. And it's just like, okay. And interesting enough, I had a conversation with somebody from Reebok over the past week.
Somebody do in the comments?
I ain't trying to put his name out there.
I mean, his name is out there. So like,
no, but I mean, they don't necessarily connect the dots.
Oh, I said do in the comments. I ain't
yeah,
say
but
that.
yeah,
there's a lot of people in the comments.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was a hell of a conversation.
Yeah, but you
and
know
it all came through on my feed.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no, but I like that, and it brings up another point that I wanted to kind of touch on, because having conversations with people like that, because when we do the show, we talk about certain topics, and for the most part, we come in from a community standpoint, you know, and a cultural standpoint, and even a consumer standpoint. But I think what we try to do on the show is couple that with feedback and information that we also get from the industry, because you want to have a nuanced conversation, right? And so, you know, I got reached out to because I think we were talking about, I can't remember specifically if we was talking about like the collab. I know it has something to do with the collaborations, and even we were talking about Reebok and why certain shoes come out.
Yeah, I think it was like, what is it? Trying new ideas, putting new stuff out.
Yeah, innovation and creativity. Yep. And I guess there was, you know, when we divvying up this blame pie, there was two slices that, you know, I didn't think of and nobody else thought of on the show. Whereas, one, you got to think about the retailers, because a lot of times the retailers also dictate what shoes come out, right? Because if they're like, okay, this shoe is moving, this shoe ain't, we just want this shoe. Well, you know, the brands, you know, at the end of the day, all about making money, right? Excuse me. So, yeah, so the retailers have some part in that. And also us as the consumers. You know, we have a part to play in that as well, because even when they do try to give us something good, sometimes because it isn't the it shoe, sometimes we don't give it the chance. Nah, that isn't always the case. Like I mentioned a few shows ago about the Adapt line, and I felt like I can't blame anybody when they say the price point was too much. I can't blame anybody for saying that that's what turned them off for the shoe. That's a reasonable reason to not, you know, get into it. And this is one of those instances where I felt like, and this is what I meant when I think that's a perfect example of that topic where I felt like Nike should have went in knowing up front is not going to be it's not going to make any money. But you know what? In the long haul, it's going to be significant. Like if we can get it to a certain price point, it's going to be significant and it's going to be a game changer. But it requires us investing in it and taking that risk of, because the price point is going to go down as you continue to develop it, because you find cheaper ways to manufacture, or, you know, you're able to mass produce it as you continue to make pairs to the point where it offsets the cost of, you know. So that was an instance of risk taking that I think a brand should have took and backed off of because it didn't get the immediate response that they wanted it to. And like I liken it to, like, two of my favorite shows are The Office and Breaking Bad, right? And what makes those shows analogous is that the first couple of seasons, it didn't get the ratings that
who is this?
Analogous. Like an analogy.
Ergo, concordantly, vis-a-vis. You know what? I have no idea what the hell I'm saying. I just thought it would make me sound cool.
You carry a dictionary with you.
I try to.
Source.
Stephen A. C's.
Oh, no, stop that shit. Thank you, corner. He gotta go in the corner for that.
He gotta get a
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
How'd I get a tech? For using big words?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
My bad for reading the
You
book.
trying to fly high, man. Just say what,
I'm
you
sorry.
mean.
Got them wings on.
I'm sorry. I should not. I should
You are
stop
not
reading
Howard
books.
White.
I'm
just.
They call him Mr. H for a different reason.
I lost my train of thought now. But no, Breaking Bad.
But before you finish,
yeah.
So what do you think about the coming of the Ben 6? Is that needed? Is that an overpriced shoe?
Did they do
or
the
is
Ben
that,
6
are they
before?
just continuing on with something that they shouldn't have
But
never stopped?
What made the Ben series dope? The quality.
Of course.
Quality.
Yeah, because the quality on the Ben series was
No, but I would say
that
but,
was
but once
top
again,
tier.
these were dope silhouettes, dope colorways, and they were elevating it to your point, the quality, because the quality at that time was so shitty.
But why would they stop?
That's a good
Because
question.
they couldn't keep up with the quality? The demand
I don't know.
Or they can just say, I'd rather, instead of having a 40-30% margin on the Ben series, I'd rather up the prices on our general releases and get them more or less quality, and I can make more money.
But how
So
about cutting out the stuff that people don't want?
And
Continue
make-
with the Ben series. Say those other team shoes that they keep coming. I would say the new Dub Zeros. I have the first run of the Dub Zero.
Mhm.
All the effort they putting into all these other shoes, they could put into a Ben series.
I
agree for the culture. I do, but for retailers, one, Nike's not going to give everybody the Ben shoes, which
You already know they're gonna be limited.
So
Yeah.
then number two, the retailer is going to be like, well, the Nike uses the Jordan shoes. That I don't say bait and switch to retailers, but they'll say, hey, if you want all these Jordan releases, you got to buy $2 million worth of Team Jordan product. So I got to keep this carrot to dangle in front
Carrot
of the
and stick,
retailers
yeah.
for that. Now, is it the best? Probably not from a consumer standpoint. No, that we do sell it, but that's kind of the reason why. But my thing, I always said, you can walk and chew bubble gum. You can give the people over here, but you can still give out quality, and which is why when you told me about why they couldn't make the total foam positive maxes, the Tim Duncans, to it cost too much.
Yeah.
But you made the DR Jordan 1s. That was $1,000 shoe. You
Yeah.
made them Hyper Adapts. That cost a pretty penny.
Yeah.
You already got foam positive mold from. So to me, I thought that was a little cap to say that. Oh, we
Well,
could've
that
said
wasn't me making
I'm not
the excuse.
saying-
I was
I'm
relaying the message, yeah.
I'm not saying you said that. Of course,
Yeah.
no. I'm just saying when they had told you, that's why I
Yeah.
call cap on that, because you've made other shoes that cost way more. You rather spend $500 on a shoe nobody asked for than spend $350 on a shoe that people have been begging for 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, and you wonder why. Dang.
But that's why I get frustrated with the decision making, right? Because it's like, because in fairness, like the brand, like the people I talked to this week make valid points, right? And I agree. But I do also think too, sometimes the brands kind of be, I mean, it's some dumbass decisions that is like you can't just blame off on the retailers, or you can't just blame off on, because like I said, like the phone posit, right? That shit was never supposed to come out. Right. Only reason I came out was because Penny just so happened to see it because it accidentally made its way into a bag, and he was so in love with the shoe because it was supposed to go to Scotty. Actually,
It wasn't even for
first.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, because Scotty passed on it. So it was, so
Scotty should hate Penny just as much as he hates
He
Jordan.
probably
too,
does.
shouldn't
But
nah, because he had a chance to get it. Nah, it was for him, and Penny said, "Nah, I'll take it." Then
Yeah, that-
you know what I'm
true,
saying. But
true.
I think if
he?
you
I don't
passed
know.
on it, then
Scotty's hate just.
it knows no limits.
Yeah, I don't think it do.
He got that Isaiah hate.
No, his shit
It's
is different.
worse.
It's different, bro.
It's
Like,
worse since the Last Dance.
It's
but-
like, goddamn.
But dang,
Because I ain't never seen nobody.
But what about like with his ex-wife though? With her getting with
That was
You gotta be mad at her though. Like,
no, but that's still like.
I mean, you can kind of be mad at Mike's son too, because it's like, come on.
No, I'm
man.
just saying like he can't get away from it.
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Like-
I think that's what it is. Because it's like, okay, the dude on
She pursued that.
Because there's certain
too,
rules.
man.
There's unwritten rules.
No, I'm not
No,
saying that.
it's
No,
not
yeah,
that.
all right,
It's not
listen.
that, but it's still in your family. It's just like
Yeah.
if I'm beefing with this dude and then his son do something with somebody I don't like or somebody in my family, I'm still gonna that hate gonna still gonna kill.
Yeah,
you
it's-
know what I'm
it's
saying?
almost like any.
So if a woman come on you,
Pause.
you gonna turn her down.
Oh,
She bad in the motherfucker. You gonna turn her down.
To me, I would turn her down because
Man, you a goddamn.
Stop the cap.
You think I would turn Larissa Pippen down?
Not behind
Not
if you wasn't gonna get caught.
Every whistle you blew was for everybody she had.
You capping.
That's what. No, I would not. Well, she don't. No, she don't. Absolutely not.
Anybody got a
I could go in his job and pick a better woman that look better than Larissa Pippen.
Get the hell out of here, man.
No, she not.
You know,
no.
if she came
Her
to you,
lips look like she got them from Dick's Sporting Goods, like a kayaking aisle.
Man,
no, bro, no.
Playing, man.
Nia Long look better than her. There's a lot of other people wife look better than her. No. What is the benefit from dating Larissa Pippen? Tell me.
I ain't say dating her. I
said
said hitting it.
No, Future didn't hit it. All them other dudes hit it.
You ain't Future.
Got him. Got him.
No, you're right. I'm the
motherfucking
president, and presently constructed, I'm not hitting that.
You a regular brother on the street.
No, absolutely
And she come up to you, you are not going to say no.
Yes, I am. All over again.
Yes, I am taking it down. Yes, I am taking it down.
I mean, it started with him saying,
I'm not rescinding this
Okay,
technical.
you kiss her. How many dudes you kissing when you kiss her?
I didn't say I was going to kiss her.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
You think I ain't say I wasn't going to be no kissing, bro.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
Nah.
I ain't say all that.
I'm not going to lie to you. Listen.
This was great.
Now, listen.
Stop it.
I'm not going to lie to you because I thought it was going to go differently. I side with Guru in the sense of, like, if, let's just say you and Larissa Pippen were together, right? And then my son started, like, was entertaining her. Hey, son, hold on, bro. Like, we going to have a conversation because, like I said, it's unwritten rules.
I didn't
You
say
know what I'm
that.
saying?
I'm sure Mike had a
grown folks
conversation. I'm
gonna-
sure Mike had a conversation.
And at the end of the day, they grown. They
Ain't
gonna do what
no
they want to
telling
do.
what he did, whatever he did on his own. But
And that's
I
what I'm saying.
guarantee you, Mike probably had a conversation.
And he probably did. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
Mike, you could have got petty Mike that day. Like, oh, you dating her? Here go Emil. Go take her on a trip and post pics. Like, you mean it's two Mikes you can get. So you know what I'm saying. So I mean, but to me, I couldn't.
And I gotta agree though. Like Larissa
couldn't.
wasn't that hot to me to begin with. So I
you lying too?
No, I don't. You ain't never heard
If
me
she
say
can't,
Larissa.
if you was somewhere where there was no lights, camera, and action, you would say no.
First of all, I don't like these build a body bitches.
Bro,
I don't
that's
like.
not the question.
That's part of the answer though.
That's why you saying no,
Right,
because of
that's
her
what's like,
feature
dog,
or who
like, I
she
don't
been
need
with.
all that.
Who
Like,
she
good.
been with makes a woman
That too.
attractive
Like,
or
you
less
been out here-
attractive.
I can't.
Kim Kardashian looks nice, but the reason why some people say no, I'm straight because of her past.
He ain't lying.
Man,
Larissa
I
Pippen.
get that.
Or the chicks from the plant.
1000%.
Who?
Larissa Pippen or the chicks from the plant.
Chicks from the plant. Chicks from the
I
plant.
since I can make up my own choices. You know.
Chicks from the plant.
Chick from the plant he work at?
Yeah.
They be knocking on your door and your car window.
I will say this though, there are
Pippen
a couple,
gonna go away.
There are a couple at the plant, you know, that are nice. Like overall,
Oh,
no,
here you
but
go.
there's a couple at the plant
See.
that are nice.
Stop. Well, you get yourself in trouble.
How?
Stop.
Yeah.
How?
They're nice out there.
People
There's a
listen to
couple
the podcast.
I understand that. I ain't saying I did anything. I'm just saying
Yeah,
there's a
he-
couple people that
he-
are
But
nice.
you putting it out there that there's something there that you
He
would.
was being very
No, I said
general.
they
That
being
was
nice.
that was
That was-
generality.
yeah, that was- thank you.
That was generality.
You just want to blow the whistle on somebody.
You started to Scott Foster this episode.
Look how much we went through.
Who he trying to defend? 1 minute he on him, then he trying to defend. What side you on, man?
I mean, it depends on the topic.
Yeah, I'm on one side.
I'm just saying,
Each
like,
topic he picking and choosing whether he gonna give you a foul call or not.
different games.
I'm a
man.
fair ref.
Right, that's what it sounds like.
You point shave.
You got an agenda. Like,
You point shave. You getting paid under the table.
Shit, I wish.
I'm over here like feel like Rasheed. Like I ain't even say shit. I'm Tim Duncan sitting on the bench laughing.
right,
Or
man.
you got a text.
Rasheed Wallace.
Man,
Y'all
why
full
you
of
gotta
I
tape.
ain't even in the
Dennis
game
Rodman.
and I get a text.
Full of- Pick and choose who you want to be.
you like
you
Josh-
can be Anthony Edwards. He done got 17 texts.
Nah,
They
I
took
don't-
one back
Oh, did they?
so he could play today.
Or he could be John Morant with the
Oh
finger
my
guns.
God! Come on, man. He throwing grenades now. Yeah.
Well, he been
That's
what
a
big
whole
baby.
nother
Who was that? Who was that guy caught selling drugs? What basketball player was that?
What?
Was it Glenn? Nah, Glenn Davis got in trouble with the fraud.
Oh, that was
Yeah. Oh,
he had
but-
some weed and a whole bunch of it.
I don't know why they got involved in that shit, though. You NBA players making millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah, because they was doing the what's that? The insurance fraud. Yeah.
Man.
Dumbasses. Like, I don't. Everybody in that group was stupid.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
But yeah, no, I'm glad we was able to touch on that.
That's what she said.
What, Larissa Pippen?
No.
Man.
Oh.
End the topic. End the topic.
No.
Because y'all capping.
Right, capping.
Okay, okay, question.
She still got her man.
No, I'm about to ask
Nope,
you.
it's the end of the topic.
No,
It's over.
I'm about to ask
We
you
on
a
to the
question.
next segment.
Technical foul 22 white. Nigga got me fucked up.
What's his
I'm
name?
the ref.
Would you sleep with what's her face? Will Smith's wife?
Absolutely not.
Hell to the
Jada?
no.
Why?
She looked better than Larissa.
Why?
No, she don't. No, she don't. Jada, no, she don't.
Or maybe
Stop.
not now, but
Stop.
back in the day?
Neither.
Oh, come on now.
No.
That's just crazy talk.
I've never liked her. I never liked Jada Pinkett.
Not even on a different world.
No, she was just too.
Hold on, Dirty Shame was
too
best
ghetto for
Jada.
me,
Oh,
man.
boy.
That's
Come on now.
Come on.
You
now.
never like?
No.
Never?
You like Larissa over
Yeah.
old school
I didn't
Jada
say
Pinkett?
that.
No, I'm saying you have to choose between the two. Larissa Pippen now versus Jada Pinkett Smith back in the day.
Mary J. Blige.
They made the choice, I guess.
That's my choice. I'm not you or him. I'm gonna say my.
You gonna write your own answers on the
Mary
test.
J. Blige.
This ain't no fill in the blank. You got this.
Let me
This
check
a Scantron.
Let me check the date on that dude.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
That dude expired 3 years ago.
Nah, man, I never liked Jada. I never.
No, she was cold back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
She very cold.
Then just
That's another one. You can be attractive, but quality
I
ain't
don't
good.
like-
Quality
Thank
ain't
you.
good. Quality
Yeah.
ain't good.
I don't like Pippen's wife either.
Stop the cap.
I mean, I didn't.
I
I,
can't
ain't
tell.
like her when they
I
were
never-
married.
I can't tell.
What? Just because I just asked a question, man.
Man, you was
just
heated.
asked a
Like,
question.
you
That
want
wasn't-
fuck her?
That's cap though.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of dumb shit, though, real quick, I didn't know this
We did.
until recently. Dallas Mavericks GM Nico Harris was also the same person who botched the Nike pitch to Steph Curry.
he said that.
Did he?
I said that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said that a couple episodes ago. We talked. Yeah.
No, he said he used to work at Nike. I didn't know
Yeah,
he was.
that's
the
what,
that
that's
was-
the thing I said.
He the one that didn't know his name?
No, I did.
No,
He
no,
just-
no. No, Nico was the one that didn't know Steph's
He didn't
name.
change the
No,
name
he, on the
the
slide, he didn't
yeah.
change the name. They used
Well-
the same slide to pitch to Steph Curry did Kevin
okay.
D.
Yeah.
Well, was it actually Nico that was in charge of it, or was he the one that was doing the presentation that didn't just go
He
back
was a
and double
presentation
check
because he
it?
was the one that was signed to athletes.
see,
He was signed to
yeah,
athletes.
that was
Because he got Anthony Davis's deal and all that other stuff. So
man,
But-
that is by far the
So
absolute
now that
worst
kind of
trade.
recontextualizes the Luka trade.
That
Well,
is-
also,
that
too,
was,
this
that
is- I
was
just
the
read
worst
today-
trade ever.
I read today that the Knicks are the healthiest team in basketball, and that the reason
That's
what they
crazy.
are because the doctor that they have now used to work in Dallas with Dirk and Luke and all of them. Nico Harrison was pushing everybody away.
All
that
the
was
Lucas people.
Lucas
Yeah.
people away. So he fired him. Dog when it got to the Knicks, got a better job, kept them healthy, and then
Yeah.
that was the one. So now your team is injured. You pitched. Your team was very healthy. You get rid of doctor. You get rid of the star player. Then you wonder why you don't got no star player available and people getting hurt on your team.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, all of their starters were out with injuries.
Mhm.
I think they
so like
they only dressed, was it 9 players?
yeah, they almost had to forfeit games. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
to me, that's crazy. That's people say he's the new supervillain. I agree.
Yeah.
He said he can't go nowhere in Dallas without security.
Shit,
He like Kwame out there. You got 18 cars for
you gonna go down there?
Yeah, you got to
What?
protect him too, though.
Yeah, you gonna
Gotta
go
protect
down there?
Nico and
Yeah.
old dude.
Nah, they can get what they deserve. They deserve.
That's what Isaiah comment.
No, that dude must be like the Venom symbiote. This is
man.
attacking him.
He said, "He a green symbiote."
That's your Seagram's gin.
I don't drink, so this must feel like liquor.
Nah, my uncle he used to drink Seagram's gin and Hennessy. He's turned to like
Damn, both.
it went from Harvey
He
Dent to
finally done on
Scarface.
They probably rubbed it off. It's right there. Yeah, it's good. It expire in May. Good. Yeah.
Little potent.
Yeah.
And going back, I'm kind of touching back onto the Air Maxes from earlier. So the pre-order thing, because I've noticed they've done that with the polys, except for the Donkey Kong joints. And just from experience, because even when we did the Nike Bayou thing before Nike Bayou,
Shoe Cultivator.
Shoe Cultivator. That led into Nike Bayou. And so I'm watching this and I'm wondering if this is just Nike testing the waters to do pre-orders going forward. Because it's a safe, like if you give people a window of time, like from 9 to 10 to do pre-orders, it still kind of creates
you still pigeonholing yourself, because if you open the pre-orders for 24 hours and you only get 7,000 orders or 10,000 orders, right? That's just, what's the difference between that and the Jordan 85 release?
No, you gonna get more than that. I mean, depending on the shoe.
People work, got a kid, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's
24
like,
hours, that's the longest. I mean, people got kids and this shit sell out.
But at what time? But would you really do a 24-hour pre-order window?
No. Like knowing Nike, they'll probably do like an hour window.
Oh, that's even less time then.
But everybody and their mama gonna be on there. So I mean, the only worry I would have is the site crash.
That's what I was gonna say. Is could they handle
That's why
that type of
probably
traffic?
have to extend the time.
Maybe 2 hours. I don't know. Like I mean, it's still gonna crash because everybody's gonna jump on it as soon as it's available.
Now, why they're going to this more? I assume because the violence is picking back up again with just general release.
I don't think as in. I'm not
they're
necessarily
doing it with
violence.
limited releases, like caveat stuff like that, niche stuff like that, which I don't really agree with. But
yeah,
because I mean that shoe, in my opinion, that shoe could have been a GR.
What?
That both of them, that
Which
Donkey
ones?
Kong and that
nobody should ever have to pre-order Air Max 1.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Nobody ever should have
Agreed.
pre-order.
But I think this is just them testing the waters, though. I think they're using this to test the idea of doing pre-orders.
You know, you could have bought
pre-orders for limited shoes, or pre-order for
yeah,
all
if you were doing it for an
Probably.
hour, it's got to be limited. But my thing, if you really wanted to test in IT, we got the thing called a stress test, right? Where we'll take a queue and we'll say, okay, send a queues are basically people who buy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, reassimilate. Send 1,000 people clicks per second to this URL and see how long will it take for it to break, right? Nike could stress test that by saying, all right, we got this new Jordan 11. We won't release it again. We're doing a pre-order. Here go an hour, 2 hours. That shoe's going to draw the most traffic. So now you know what your website can and can't handle. Now you know what your factory can and can't produce for the most demanding shoe ever. So now you can scale your manufacturing to what you need it to be. It's a win for the customers, because now we get a Jordan 11 that's not going to come out on Christmas when everybody and their mama got it.
Message.
To your point, that's why I see it as a win-win, because it's like, because the brand, because now they ain't got to worry about overproducing, because that's the problem. That's the problem I think they're trying to address, is knowing what's the scale, to his point, of shoes that they should produce, because you don't want to overproduce and have those shoes sitting there, but at the same time, you ain't trying to leave money on the table.
I tell you what you do. You actually hire people that know.
Well, I mean, that will help.
Or just
but pre-orders, though, I mean, we kind of address that, though, because it's like, okay, because you can still create this level of hype for it by saying you got an hour window.
To an extent it would, but the problem with that is it's still limited.
Or
at the end
just
of the day,
add better silhouettes to Nike by you.
That too. But I mean, it's limited, but not really. I get what you're saying, that it's not like something that you could access any day of the week, right?
I just think they should leave the limited games alone.
I do too.
I just think this is not.
But they find value. That's the thing, though. They find value in the limited stuff, because that stuff draws hype.
It draws hype to the brand. And it keeps people coming back. Which
there's
is
intrinsic
probably
value in that.
But
which would have been why now with this last big hair release being on Dot Swoosh, now you've gotten people to hop back on Dot Swoosh again.
Yes.
But just to say, the hype, that's like I say,
just not releasing nothing on there again.
To me, it feel like Aisha Curry-ish. Like, I'm married, but I just want to see if somebody still want to talk to me. Like that's just how that is when you say, we want to make money, but I'd rather keep things limited so people can keep talking about us. Like,
man, Larissa Pippen or Aisha Curry?
Oh, Curry, no question. Ain't no hesitation.
Okay, I just wanted to see.
Had to see where his head was at.
Yeah, but
I was already floating when Guru said, I was like, boy, yeah, no question. Absolutely.
I just had to see. I just wanted to know.
If I see Larissa Pippen, it's like, can I get some Pippen twos? That's the only thing I'm asking for her for.
You touch her, you might just
Nah, I ain't
touching clay.
Straight.
No, she reminds me of the chick from Don't Be a Menace. The one that had all the body parts that came off.
Yeah.
My eyes aren't really green. You know what else?
Another secret.
This is nice in the summer. Oh, wait. I am glad to get these off.
No, not that. Not the tits. Please tell me that.
They're not even the right color.
This voluptuous ass of mine.
Guys always get a kick out of this one. Wait. Oh, God, I feel so much better. I know you do, too.
You wake up in the morning.
Low down dirty
Who are
shade.
you?
That's what it was.
Oh, hey, did you just? Here's my thing. This is one of many reasons why I wouldn't like being physically involved in her. She went on a talk show. It went viral like a year and a half ago, and she said that when she was married to Pippen, she had to have sex with him 3 times a day, every day.
Jesus Christ.
I saw that.
So that's like a manhole now. You think I want to be involved in that? Like, no, if I want to go in manholes, I work for the city.
Gay!
Like, no.
You've been
That's
saving
a hell
that.
of- that's a
You've been
hell of
saving
difference.
that one.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't saving that. That's just kind of me.
That was a good one.
No.
Damn.
Nah.
Her shit deep and wide.
You just fall in and say,
You can crawl up in that boy and see what's in there.
He says like throwing a pencil in the hallway.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
That's a whole nother way of thinking about it, not doing it.
You know what clip you got to use for that?
What's that?
The clip of Triple H and Stephanie when he talked about the 747 going into the Grand Canyon.
You see, Steph, even a 747 looks small when you're flying it into the Grand Canyon. What in the world?
Wow, I'm gonna find that shit too. I'm glad you said it.
Leave it alone.
I can't wait.
Leave it alone.
I can't wait. I'm gonna talk about this story because it's more apt. ICE uses Nike, Jordans, and Chicago Bulls jerseys to arrest suspected gang members.
Stereotyping, racism at its finest.
Man, ain't
My
no
question is
going
which
to
jersey?
for some
Hey, look,
shoes.
me and Jumpman both getting arrested. We gotta go back to Chicago because they're gonna be like, oh,
Well,
gang
What I'm
members.
gonna get arrested
you
for?
for
Because
sure.
you wearing Jordans and Bulls jerseys.
No, you for sure.
Now, you got to watch your colors in Chicago and LA.
Apparently.
You look like Suge Knight's lost son.
Damn. Yeah, it's lost son.
Nephew, cousin,
Sheesh.
whatever, bro. You draw attention wherever you go.
I'll try to do better.
Please
an article,
do if we go to LA. Neutral
Is
colors,
that still a
bro.
thing? Or?
Man,
never mind. An article written by Mitty Hicks.
They gonna be commenting under that one.
Right. I'll finally get one after 18 messages.
I'll take that Mountain Dew away from me.
On y'all. And ain't nobody in this room.
That's funny.
Y'all gonna irritate me. Man.
Turn.
Not y'all, but
he turned.
I gotta tell
Man.
you about that, Guru. We gotta have a conversation.
No, I just got to
man.
mess with them now. What irritates you more, them or those guys on ESPN?
Oh, fuck. Them guys on ESPN.
Whoa, you're angry.
You seen them 3 guys on ESPN?
No, I read about it in your chat. In our chat
They are
from you.
fucking terrible.
I know you have a certain disdain for them.
Man, horrible. Where they find them at?
He got he got the Isiah Thomas hate for him.
Listen. Oh my God, yes.
God damn it. Like, please don't associate me with him, man. Ever.
You don't like I said?
I never liked that guy.
He sucks! Hey!
Oh wow.
Even when he was at Indiana.
You sound like Kendrick on Euphoria.
Y'all gonna make me raise my voice up in here, man.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know you hated him.
I never liked him.
Oh wow, okay.
Even before he played against Georgia, I just didn't like that guy.
Mm.
He a dirty player, man. They say John Stockton dirty. He dirtier than John Stockton.
It's that smile, man. Get away with murder.
He jump up and go sock Rick Mahorn and didn't even phase him.
Karl Malone was dirty too because he elbowed Isaiah on that fast break for no reason.
He had it coming.
No, he did.
All that dirt Isaiah.
Come on. They said all them Jazz teams was dirty though.
The Jazz team was dirty, but
Guru,
you gotta
was
remember
Isaiah,
everybody was tired of the
dirty,
Pistons at that
Guru?
point.
That's true.
Was Isaiah dirty?
To me, I feel like Isaiah was.
He was the ringleader.
I would say 80%. I would say 80% trash. 80% trash talking, 20% dirty.
Was he dirty? Did he make dirty play?
Oh, he was.
I mean, that whole league was dirty then.
Oh, see, here we go.
Nah, because
Yes, it was.
We talking about
Isaiah had
Thomas.
too many stories.
The league was dirty.
Yeah,
though.
No, the league was dirty.
That's what he said.
That's
The
what I
whole
said.
league was
But
dirty.
nah, but Isaiah got too many stories though, because like everybody, there's a lot of people that hate Isaiah. So it's like, we can go back to Adrian Dantley.
How he traded my man.
We can go
halfway through the season to bring in his boy Mark Aguirre.
We can go to the Knicks.
I mean, they won a ring,
and so did he, but he didn't want it because they still would have won a ring.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't have, but
man, that was dirty, man. That was dirty.
I gotta agree. I think they still would have won.
They would have, man.
They still would have won.
Yes,
Isaiah wouldn't have been the primary ball handler or the primary scorer.
He wanted all the accolades, man.
I mean, it worked out in his favor. So I mean,
that's a whole show right there.
Man,
that's a whole nother 1.25 liter dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm bringing 2 liter that day.
Oh boy.
Next week I'm gonna have 2 liter. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about.
You gonna bring the whole 12 pack?
Now I'm bringing a 2 liter, but I ain't buying it from across the street.
We look like
it'd be $8,
like an urban Stone Cold Steve Austin. Instead of beer, it's gonna be Mountain Dews.
Crazy. I'm not like this every day, people.
That is JumpmanBostic.
Nah, man.
That's the version y'all don't get to see all the time. An article written by Mitty Hicks for BlackEnterprise.com. ACLU lawyers are accusing ICE agents, ICE being Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, of falsely linking Nike clothing, Air Jordan, Chicago Bulls jerseys, and tattoos to the Venezuelan gang, Trende Aragua.
Now you better pronounce that right.
I know.
They gonna come for you.
In the declaration filed recently, ACLU lawyers representing some of the people targeted provided a series of documents and 20 exhibits. Agents identify people they suspect are part of the gang. According to documents, ACLU lawyers obtained Homeland Security Investigations Chicago Field Office has Detecting and Identifying Gang Members Guide. Some identifiers are the Jumpman symbol, people dressed in high-end urban streetwear, and people who favor the Chicago Bulls basketball jersey, specifically Michael Jordan.
God damn, that was racist.
Like you know how broad of a fucking that's anybody
So
under the
how,
age.
so how are you to determine a Chicago Bull fan from a Venezuelan gang member?
If they got a Scottie Pippen jersey.
That or if they're just white wearing the jersey.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, he's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like a D Rose jersey.
But here's my thing,
Like
though.
they'll stop Michael Jordan, but not his agent.
But here's the thing about it, though. You put this out publicly, then guess what? If they were wearing that, they can walk around with like, okay, excuse me, the gang members could be like, you wear Knicks, you wear Pistons, you wear Lakers. And then now if they wear jerseys, not how you going to pick them up.
I mean, first of all, this is broad. Jumpman logo, Bulls jersey, and what else?
And the city
And
where he
urban,
played in.
high-end urban.
In the city he played in for 15 years.
But how the fuck? Like, you know how many people that is?
But they doing this as a reason to stereotype the stop and frisk and all that.
Yeah.
Not a reason, not have probable cause to stop and frisk you because you're dressed like a Venezuelan gang member.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Identifiers don't stop there.
That's so 90s policing.
Oh yeah, that's
And that works
90s,
so well.
2000.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Shit is fucked up.
Crazy.
Identifiers don't stop there. Investigators say people wearing jerseys with the number 23.
So
And
if
those
you got
who
a LeBron James Cleveland Cavs jersey.
basically. And those who wear Jumpman footwear are also suspicious.
God damn, that was racist.
So Jumpman is a suspect.
I would
Man.
be stopped every day.
Man, if
Yeah.
they go to his basement.
Oh my God, we found him.
He's still here. Oh my God. Open and shut case, Johnson. I saw this once before when I was a rookie. Apparently this nigger broke in and hung up pictures of his family everywhere. Well, let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
Gang member.
Right. He's the kingpin of the Venezuelan gang.
Well, you and him got something in common.
He's a
man.
reseller. He supplies the gang member shoes,
Man,
fusions, and everything.
that is.
So I wonder if they would stop him if they had on fusions.
That's a Jumpman logo. So
Yeah, there you go.
Some of them got the small Jumpman logo though.
As long as they got the logo, they see the logo on there, it's a wrap.
It's so crazy. It costs more money to deport them than it would just to make them legal.
He ain't lying.
Like a miracle for you,
Bruh.
And the one dude that got mistakenly deported, and they admitted that.
God damn, that was racist.
They fight to keep him over there.
They was gonna go and get him, but now they saying now Trump got the Supreme Court to say yes or not bringing him back. So you said, hey, we mistakenly deported him. He was technically legal, but you're not gonna let him come back. And he's in one of them El Salvador, like one of them South America prisons. Where they had them stacked up like they used to do the black.
I think they talked about it.
That was on the news the other day.
Man, that's disgusting.
They have
man.
them sitting there like they on a boat, and they all like right back to back. Man, come on, man. No shoes and socks on. And all
a lot
that.
of diseases going on over there.
Man,
that's so
that's
foul,
gross.
disgusting, man.
yeah, that's super foul.
Yeah. Tren de Agua expert Rona Risquez recently told NBC News that while Latin American gangs often use tattoos to signal membership, that's not always the case with the Venezuelan gang. The Trump administration has been using the Alien Enemies Act to deport or forcefully relocate people it suspects of being part of the gang. However, and I hate the fact that it's like you can suspect anything. Like I can, like what's the basis of it though? Like you got to have a reasonable basis, not just they're wearing Jordans in a jersey. That's the dumbest fucking.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a fucking idiot.
However, the ACLU says many of the people targeted are active asylum seekers. ACLU's filing comes amid questions about due process. ICE deported Neri Alvarado to the notorious maximum security prison known as CCOT for a tattoo with an autism awareness ribbon with his brother's name on it.
Why come you don't have a tattoo?
So you just saw a tattoo and just said, fuck it, he gang members. Like, even though it says, so anybody with a breast cancer awareness tattoo, look out. Let's see. Neri said ICE agents told him he was detained for his tattoos. An agent told Neri, we're finding and questioning everyone who has tattoos.
PC, you fly the chopper around the island. I'll go talk to the beautiful women. And Tattoo here will keep an eye out for the kidnappers.
Higgins.
We'll need to have security unlock the gate for me out front. Okay, Tattoo?
It's Higgins.
What?
The name is Higgins.
What's your name?
Tattoo.
And this is so goddamn stupid. In another incident, the U.S. government admitted to accidentally deporting legal resident Kilmer Abrego Garcia because of an administration error. As NBC News reported, even with the mistake, the government has no plans to bring him back to the United States.
God damn, that was racist.
I don't know what.
It's disgusting on all levels. It's almost to the point where people who like even thought about supporting him, you gotta look at them sideways. Because it's not like Obama, McCain, where, who got the better policies? Like, both decent humans. This is just inhumane, disrespectful. Like, the things that are, and the people that are affected by that. And in the government, they took away the unions, and in a newsletter for like people who work federal jobs, they take away the union and saying that the unions are a threat to national security.
But then you got the UAW president going out there, but terrorists are like, shut the fuck up, Sean Fain.
That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.
Here's the thing. We go back to, like, first of all, as somebody who, like, I'm a lover of history. In particular, one of my things I love, not love, but I'm really into is World War II, because a lot of things happened. There was a lot of moving parts. And watching things play out is so eerily reminiscent of things that led up to things that happened in World War II. and people are just like okay with the shit, and it's like bothering me. Like, how do you admit that this person was a mistake, but then still fight not to bring them back, but to keep them over there? That shit is crazy to me, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares, and it's like I don't understand. I mean, I do understand.
I've never seen so many people on board with a stupid decision or a stupid, like, illegitimate person. He's making George Bush look like Muhammad Gandhi.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Real talk.
He really is.
You know the scary part to me
market
is?
manipulation, like everything he's done is just in 90 days, if that?
The crazy part, you know what it is though? Somebody said, like, think about it, like when like somebody gets conned, right? And you tell them, hey man, that was a con. A lot of times their defense is to argue with you because it's more about not looking like you got conned as opposed to just admitting that you got conned, right? Same thing when people like get cheated on, right? Like you tell somebody they got cheated on, they get mad and defensive because they want to live in this reality because nobody wants to admit that they got caught slipping. So it's better to keep up the facade than it is. And it's like, and that's why earlier when I said, I ask people questions like how or why, right? Because you will talk to people and they are so entrenched in a thought or a belief, and you'll ask a simple question like how or why, and you'll start unpacking shit, and they'll realize like, damn, like, I don't even know why I think this way. And it's like, I don't know how we got to this place. Critical thinking is just, I don't know when that shit just packed its bags and left years ago. And it's scary that we're in a place now where, I mean, all things considered, the history of this country. But I think that's part of the problem too, is that when you don't know history, well, that's the saying, right? When you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it, right? Because the reason you got to know history is that you learn the lessons. But if you don't know history, then you miss the lesson. And then you end up repeating the same mistakes that past people made and it's like, why are we doing this shit? But
maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe this is who America is.
No, I'm saying in general. No, I mean, yeah, you can make that argument. I have a hard time arguing against it, but I'm just saying in general, it's like that's the whole point. Like, and I just don't understand how.
I think how this is different than past is that even when Nixon was on his BS, he still has some opposition from Congress and Senate. You know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy part.
Like he got everybody kissing the ring.
You know who brought down Nixon? 4 Republicans. Like it was because back then there was still people like, you know what? This is fucked up. This is a step too far. Like there was still people willing enough. Now the Republican Party are just capitulating and just like
you pick 4-5 people in the Supreme Court. You didn't pick. They got control of the House and Senate. And if you and then any law firms that went after him, he getting them disbarred. He say either you get rolled with us or get rolled on. And he really moving like he really run the country
it's
like
crazy.
Death Row.
Yeah.
He really run the country like
he running like Wilson Fisk.
And what's crazy is some people that rock with him got the axe too.
It's crazy, man. That's why I'm like, man, like
I saw a video where he shook Robert Kennedy's hand and his wife stood there with her hand on. He just like dubbed her.
Because she wasn't a big fan of his.
But it's so crazy though. You still shook Rick Rubio's hand. What's the dude's name? And the senator in Texas.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
Because
you call his wife ugly and everything, and
because Ted Cruz rolled over.
Look, his kids stood on business because he told his dad, like his mom, like don't shake his hand. Remember what he said about you? Like his kids stood on business. Like Ted Cruz, you sold out too. You some sucker. You're not gonna talk about my family.
But when you get to the point where where power and authority trumps your quote unquote patriotism, then it's like when you get people like you was all about the Constitution until it like goes against what you believe, and all of a sudden you all about throwing away the Constitution, which is crazy to me. You got people like, he's talking about the judges and stuff, and people are like, man, these judges, I'm like, y'all never heard of checks and balances? Like, that's why you have 3 co-equal branches of government. Like, judges aren't there to judge whether or not, like, they're not there to create policy. They're there to judge the legality of policy. So when it's brought to the courts, they're weighing it against and if it doesn't hold water, you can't just do what you want to do. Like, that's called a dictatorship.
Yeah, a couple of the deportations shouldn't have happened. It was against the court's ruling, and he still did it. They just said, "We don't care what the court."
We're gonna do what we want to anyway. It's like, dog, you gonna do that shit? And it's like, okay, like, and it's funny because Obama said it. Like, can you imagine if I did any of this shit?
Dog,
it's like y'all got mad at this dude for wearing a tan suit. Tan suit. He couldn't wear a tan suit.
He put the tariffs on there, knowing that the stock was going to drop. Then he tweeted out buy, and then 4 hours after he tweeted out buy, he paused the tariffs, and then had a meeting in his Oval Office. Charles Schwab was there, and some other people was there. It was like he bought the dip, and he made $900 million in 2 days. He made $2.2 billion. That's market manipulation, unethical.
You know what?
And the politicians, because now they got the app where you get to see all the stocks the politicians are buying, and it would show that as soon as he put the tariffs in, a lot of this one politician, I forgot her name, she bought like $1 million in stock, and then once he paused it, this market shot back up. Like, that's insider trading.
Yes. That's why I said we need to get rid of everybody and start over. But you know, this is the whole carrot and stick theory. Like, if you see somebody, like, look at a street hustler, right, or the street magicians or the street comment, right? Mm-hmm. What they do is they'll do stuff to distract you.
Looking in the mirror.
Come all is.
They do stuff to distract you. Like, if you somebody, like, if you
they have a podcast.
You bitch of a son. You mean you son of a bitch? Nope.
You're an accessory, dumbass. You on the podcast with me, but
so that's kind of like you admitting to your
no. I'm just
nefarious
saying.
ways.
I'm just taking your point of if that's the case.
But if you call him an accessory, that means
no. I'm just saying if hypothetically, if what he says is true. But here's my thing: like you look at any type of let's just take magicians, right? The whole point is to distract you with one thing, so that it's a sleight of hand, right? Carrot and stick kind of operates like that. Where it's like, pay attention to the carrot, not the stick that I'm holding behind my back. And the way to know all of this stuff is to watch not necessarily what people are saying to you, but watch how they're moving. It's the things they're not saying. You know what I'm saying? It's too much of people not paying attention to that. And I just, for the life of me, you know, I don't get it. I don't understand how we're allowing some of these things. Like I said, to have somebody that they admit was a mistake. We can't even agree on that they deported this man by mistake, so therefore he should be brought back. If we got to still argue about that, then I don't even know where we're going to meet on some middle ground at.
China been standing on business.
Yeah, because for some reason,
it's so crazy. Their tariffs have been targeting red states, so they so smart. They know that we ain't about to punish all America because we know who really got him in office.
Yeah,
we
much respect to them.
What's crazy is that you have some people who think this is not an endorsement of China or anything, but man, you got some people, like, I believe in having an awareness of the realities, right? And for some people think that China is beholden to us, and I'm like, you might want to reevaluate
that. The other way around?
That you might want to, exactly. So I'm just kind of like, yeah.
And people fail to realize when you beef with other countries, they stop buying your bonds. Your bonds gives the money that back into the banks that allow them to do that for credit card companies, banks, and everything else. Which is why when countries say, I'm not buying your banks because you're on BS, then now your Goldman Sachs, your Chases, now they get in trouble. Now they don't have the money to back up the debt that they've loaned, whatever money loan you on your credit to do whatever, and for the government as well. So you, like, it's bigger than
you know what though? You know what? I gotta say, you know what? Now I'm getting irritated just thinking about this shit. Man, fuck some of y'all.
Jesus Christ.
Because you know what? No.
I ain't going nowhere.
Hold on.
Hey,
you know what?
Did you give him a sip of the dude?
Because you know why?
Damn.
You know why? I had a dude sit up here, all this bitching and bellyach and buy American. Meanwhile, toolbox full of fucking shit from Harbor Freight. You can miss me with a lot of this shit. You shopping at Walmart every day, but you should buy more American. Y'all ain't, if you really felt that way, should nobody have to force you
see
to
the
tell
AI videos China putting out of Americans working in factories doing their jobs? Dog, they got people with MAGA hats, like big fat stomachs, shirts too small, trying to make iPhones in the factories and hoeing them.
Y'all want me to? I can unpack that. I can unpack why tariffs are stupid in this day and age, at least for this country right now, in so many different ways. Like, there is no outcome. Because everybody's whole thing was cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. There is no fucking way that if tariffs do what you think they're going to do, there's no outcome where the price goes down.
Ooh.
There's no outcome. Your cost of living is going up. So I don't understand.
Here go the video.
That's funny. It's kind of funny. But one thing, like the idea,
They
like
will be making those
you know
type
why?
of Nikes too.
Because people look at it as like moving from house to house, and it's like it's so much infrastructure that you have to like basically like dismantle, right? You got to supply chains, distribution channels, sourcing. You got to build facilities. You got to train employees. That's going to take years, if not billions of dollars.
I mean, well, for one, the sourcing.
That's what I'm saying. All of that.
That in itself, because you think about the sourcing the raw materials.
All of that.
Yeah.
That's going to cost billions of dollars, and it's going to take years to do.
Also,
they're
too,
not going to.
China also spent money, put money into their infrastructure and their industrialization. So therefore, they have the capacity to do that.
And education.
Yeah, and education.
Dog.
So it's like you can't even compete with, even if you want to do that, you have nowhere to build no iPhones.
But the reason they had some of that leverage is because they had a cheaper workforce. We know we're not going to work cheaper than China or a lot of these other countries. So that right there is already a fallacy. So you want these companies to go from paying them pennies to paying me dollars, and you think that these companies are going to absorb the cost? They're going to pass it on to you.
And people used to voted for Republican presidents who okayed companies outsourcing their jobs to India and China.
But here's another problem.
Now,
with that.
10 years later, you won't say
because we romanticize the 1950s as if that was like peak, America. Here's the problem with that. One, you got to get past the fact that when we go back to the 1950s, who was America great for, right? Because for some of us, it wasn't so great. Two,
you say that now.
There was a lot of things that happened in the 1950s that allowed the middle class to flourish. One was a lot of government projects, a lot of government spending. Hoover Dam being built, Route 66 being built. Like all of these different things. You got the GI Bill that allowed, people to come back and get the houses.
Yeah, but they played black soldiers when they came back.
No, I'm just saying in general, right? Like, so you got all these different things. So you got to take that into account. You also got to take into account CEO wages versus the employees' wages. I think it was like 30 to 1. Now it's like 350 to 1 or something like that. It's something crazy. So, so unless we're talking about all that and we're going back to that, then, let's not have these fucking surface level conversations where, it looks good on the surface, but, when you actually start to unpack it, it makes zero sense. And here's another thing that people talk about with manufacturing. I work in a plant. Every robot that we had 100 years ago, that was a human being doing that job. Like a lot of those jobs that you think is going to come back, it's probably going to be automation. Because they got to offset the cost somehow, right? Because once again, these companies are not going to absorb the cost to bring all that shit over here and then pay me and you wages and benefits.
Exactly.
Right? And then on top of that, and here's the thing. Here's another thing that people don't consider. Let's say they do all of that, right? I don't think they will, but let's say they do all of that. When you do that, you're cutting off your revenue because you're basically pricing yourself out of the rest of the world because they can no longer afford your shit. You're pricing yourself out here because they not gonna look. You know what I'm saying? Your shit go for $200 to $300. Who's buying it? So if you're cutting off your revenue, what's the first thing they cut? Jobs.
He ain't lying.
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? So there's a phrase, addition by subtraction, where you're subtracting by addition in a way. Because theoretically, yeah, like those Chinese jobs become American jobs, but then you got to make cuts because you're not bringing in the revenue. You got to, offset the cost to not only build that infrastructure, but to hire a new workforce. All of it. And this is why I ask people how or why. And this is why a lot of times they can't unpack this shit because in their minds, first of all, people didn't even know what tariffs were 6 months ago. Now all of a sudden they're convinced it's going to be the answer to everything. And, some people think that China's paying tariffs. No, and that's how you know. That's the funny part because it's like, okay, this is how you know you don't know anything because you think China's paying for it, but you're paying for it. And the reason you're paying for it is because you're buying a bunch of Chinese-made shit, even though you're screaming, buy American.
You people are idiots! That's the... What a stupid...
Like me being a union worker, I couldn't work on a job site and show up with some Harbor Freight tools. They would throw my shit in the trash in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to show up with American-made shit, like Stanley and.
Does that go for your dope too?
I hate this dude. So it just bothers me when we start unpacking these conversations. Like at the end of the day, and this is why I use the analogy of putting the toothpaste back in the tube, because that's essentially what we're trying to do. They're trying to put it back in the tube, and it don't work like that. Like, we live in a global economy. A lot of things have happened since the 1950s to where things ain't as simple as tariff other companies to death to bring. It ain't happening like that. And if you think it's going to happen like that, you in for a rude awakening. And I understand you're not going to hear anything I say, so cool. I am under the attitude of, go ahead and touch the stove. I done told you you're going to get burnt. I'm going to told you that it's going to be hot. You don't want to hear me? Cool. Touch the stove. Burn yourself. Don't care. Don't come to me complaining, acting like you didn't know.
And so crazy is he got select tariffs. So he said he exempted Apple and some couple other companies from the tariffs.
Yeah, but that was after they was smuggling their stuff on the plane.
It's
took your idea, see. We're going. Yep.
I mean, this is a sneaker show. I swear to God.
Well, he got the idea from Frank Lucas. Yeah. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I hate both of y'all so
That's
much.
why you don't hang out with your cousins no more. I feel it.
Real quick,
Drago doped up all the time.
Trying to think, there's a couple of lawsuits that I want to get into.
I've been 23s. You blocked that shit.
Hey, don't rub on that. You blocked that. You understand? That's alpaca. That's $25,000 alpaca. You blocked that shit.
I hate you so much.
What's that? The Easter, them sevens with the rabbit hero? That ain't rabbit, that's alpaca.
That's our brother. He blocked that. That's size 15. He blocked that shit.
All right. I'm not going to take shit for someone that look like they going to a Quidditch game at Hogwarts.
We're playing Harry Potter. Ha! Fags!
Oh, my goodness.
But how much time we got left, Randy?
Time.
Huh? 30? Oh, bet. Okay. A couple of things I want to get into. Man, does anybody care about Puma and their sales? No? Okay. There's another Puma story.
Are they done?
Do it got anything to do with Rihanna?
Honestly, I don't even remember. Should I get into it or no?
What?
If it's got something to do with
Star
Rihanna.
Athlete got hurt in his shoes for a second time.
Who?
It's hurt. I mean, the Star Athlete got hurt in their shoes.
Oh, LaMelo.
For the second time. Season-ending injury.
Has he played a full season?
I don't think so.
One.
Well, probably what, his rookie year?
Yeah, rookie year.
How many seasons have he been in the league?
3, 4.
I think this is 4th, isn't it?
Yeah, 4th.
Them Pumas might be like Big Baller Brand.
Ain't nothing as bad as that.
No,
Injury makers.
That was the biggest fleece of all time right there.
It was crazy about the Big Baller Brand is the fact that it was that the one ball brother Lonzo come out saying that's why he had all his foot problems. It's like, but you was marketing the shoe. That was your shoe.
And people get mad at me like, no, I'm telling y'all stuff I know, but no, you just want to support the big black. No, I don't want to support dumb shit, no matter who's behind it. But once again, I gotta be proven right after the fact.
I'm gonna blow the whistle on myself.
Hey, I don't need your help, okay, lady? I can do it myself.
Well,
you about to say something out of pocket. I think I got a feeling what you was gonna say. Man, that is messed up.
I was. That's why.
Blow the whistle on yourself, JB.
Yeah, I got it.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Oh yeah, I know he about to get that too. I know he about to get that too.
I'm gonna stand in the corner with the next one.
JB horrible.
I'm about to do. I think that's what did.
No, that's that black suit Spider-Man JumpmanBostic.
Yeah, I think
that is horrible.
That's karma on his ass.
That is horrible.
That's karma on his ass.
That is horrible.
That is.
I think I didn't say nothing. So you know
I expect that from him, not you.
Wait, I didn't even say nothing.
Hey, you didn't have to.
Yeah, you know
what I was going to say.
Oh, we know.
What was I going to say?
No, I don't want to say.
I'm not going to say that.
What was I going to say?
Hey, you act like Tim Donahue. You fix it.
What was I going to say?
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, we know black folks know we got telekinesis. We know what he's getting at.
Y'all tell it wrong. Y'all tell it wrong.
Yeah,
It had something to do with his dad, right?
And a foot.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Jumpman, I told y'all, Jumpman. I told y'all. On top
That's that dude.
Y'all think Jumpman be smooth and like he be laid back? I'm telling you.
That dude is like it's like truth serum.
It is.
I ain't say nothing, man.
You ain't had to, man.
I played the fifth.
No,
it was like a billboard went across your head.
We all think what we want to think, right?
Was we wrong?
We all think we all think what we want to think,
Y'all
right?
cold-blooded.
Y'all know y'all was thinking the same thing, whether y'all want to say it or not.
Man.
No, I wasn't. I even forgot that happened.
Y'all never thought about that.
Nobody said that until you said it.
Y'all never thought about the injuries that those shoes created.
Even I didn't think of that.
No,
I'll be the first to tell you.
I thought about the injuries that Lonzo had.
Because I would have said something.
That.
You know, I would have said
that
it.
almost cost his career, right? How many surgeries he had?
He had multiple surgeries.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I ain't connect the dots to.
Yeah, I didn't.
See, y'all don't think.
No, you
put my man up there who does that. When you put the meme up on me for saying that,
are you on that Kanye show? You say something fucked up and think it's free thinking.
Fuck you go, man. Look, man. Isaiah,
why you have to
say that? He about to swing on you, right? He about to swing on you. Jesus, he gonna swing that microwave.
Hilarious.
He gonna swing that microwave.
Are triggers. For me.
For you?
For triggers.
Okay.
I don't like them.
Okay.
Please, I'm asking.
You got offended by that. That bottle empty as hell.
I do not like, man.
I'm just saying,
man.
Was it because the Yeezy jumped over the Jumpman?
That's what it is.
The hell
He
you
triggered.
That's a whistle, right?
That's not a whistle because there's sales that proven that.
How is that not a whistle?
It's a sales that proven that though. That 4-year run, Adidas did pass Jordan Brand.
I'm about to make him real mad. If you get a Mel Welty bar over his head.
That's when the fake Jordan people went over to Yeezy.
That's like his trilogy.
Is that when you went over to Yeezy?
Who went over to Yeezy? I've always owned more Nike products than I did Adidas products and Yeezy products.
But you was on that team of, Yeezy jumped over Jumpman.
I was really about the 350.
The rest of the show could be this. I don't.
For the rest, the 350 was a pivotal shoe in sneaker culture. Whether you agree with it, disagree with it, hate it, or whatever.
I hate it.
I'm saying, but cool. But they can't take away what it did with it.
It ain't do shit for me.
Cool, but it's the other people in the sneaker culture, though.
What's it doing now?
Culture now. It's other people in the culture.
That was hype beast in the culture. It was
not just a hype shoe. The shoe was comfortable. The shoe everybody wore that though, bro. You can't just.
Did you get a pair?
Oh, me? I got the basketball pair.
You was a hype beast when they came.
I'm gonna hype beast. Nothing on me smells or eeks hype beast. So. Like absolutely not.
Bro.
Okay, but look, I feel offended. I'm gonna bring a whistle next time. Put me and Guru and hype beast in the same sentence. I'm appalled.
So y'all gonna be blowing the whistle on each other?
No, pause. That's nasty.
I'm a jump man.
He should get a whistle.
Yeah.
See, he already need to face the wall. He already done struck out.
That might be the most out of pocket shit said today.
Wow, Geeno.
I look. I ain't do nothing.
Man, damn, Geeno.
That's how we gonna end it.
Yeah. Because as soon as you said it, I looked around
I'm done for the day. I'm done. I can't believe you. Or you.
He should stand in the corner.
What
the fuck I do?
What I said is statistically proven.
Tie me up with Isaiah and fucking.
I ain't saying nothing
Well,
about
first of all,
Isaiah,
I was just saying because you said something
Isaiah
like,
beef with
so out of pocket.
But as far as the Yeezy jumping over Jumpman, that's a Jordan.
For how long?
Nike admitted that they were mad that Adidas had more impressions on social media than they did. Correct?
For how long?
I said for 4 years. That's it. Well, did they not have more sales than Jordan Brand?
How long is Jordan?
No, they
Brand
had more
been
impressions.
around?
That's what
they had. Adidas passed them. They passed Jordan Brand for 3 years, and then Jordan Brand passed them back. So that is a factual statement.
Longevity, bro.
I said for 4 years. Not just put this time stamp on that.
You got to use pieces of this episode for other
drops.
No, you don't, man.
Oh my god!
Can you please delete this episode?
Oh my god!
This is gonna be part of the lost files.
Man, no, this is
trying
Jumpman
to set me up with my
finest.
comments and my non-comments.
No, because
my assumed
you didn't deny
comments. I didn't plead guilty either.
You know what? You know what's funny? You being a former cop, you would have arrested
Oh,
yourself.
my goodness.
You would have arrested yourself for
I
that.
pled the fifth
Frank
before I...
Frank and Russell Crowe.
Did you read my
Frank and
rights?
Russell Crowe.
Did you read me my rights?
I said you would have arrested
Did
yourself.
you read me my Miranda
You would have read
rights?
your rights to yourself.
Did you read me my Miranda rights?
I'm not the cop.
He would have walked into the precinct on his own. All right, you got me.
Why you telling my business on the show?
You said it before.
How many years ago?
Why you bringing up old shit?
We got new followers.
Sorry.
No, I'm just... Yeah, but I ain't drinking no more Mountain Dew.
Oh, bullshit. You said that 2 years ago.
I ain't drinking.
You came here with this
we got
fucking 1.25 liter.
Jesus Christ.
We got to get the 1.25 Pepsi.
Yeah, it got that special bottle. There's something special about that size
I
of
had
bottle.
two, one in each hand.
What? Yep, exactly.
Man.
Wow. What else we got?
Because I kind of want to, I mean, you know, fuck it.
We can talk about Puma.
No, we'll talk about the lawsuit.
Well, I don't know. You might not want to talk about Puma.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with us. Shit. Puma and Brooks settle lawsuits over running shoe patents and trademarks. An article written by Blake Bertan for Reuters. Puma and Brooks Sports have agreed to settle litigation over claims that Brooks running shoes violated Puma's patent and trademark rights. Puma and Brooks asked a federal judge to dismiss the case with prejudice, which means they cannot be refiled. Both companies said that the dispute had been resolved under confidential terms. Puma sued Brooks back in 2022, alleging a Brooks ad campaign using nitro to advertise its running shoes violated Puma's rights in the name, which it uses with competing running shoes. Puma also said in the lawsuit that Brooks shoes infringed the design patent covering the foam molding technology Puma uses in their nitro shoes. Brooks denied the allegations and said he used nitro solely to describe this.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Solely to describe his shoes, nitrogen-infused midsoles. Puma sued Brooks again last June, alleging Brooks' Hyperion running shoes infringed several other patents. Brooks denied the allegations and called the lawsuit a baseless action to harass Brooks and seek leverage in the parties' ongoing trademark dispute. Brooks separately sued Puma in federal court last September, seeking an order that its glycerin running shoes did not infringe Puma's patents. Brooks told the court in a filing recently that they had settled the case in principle. So this is a case where I guess they just kind of walked away, shook hands, and said, don't do it again. Yeah. So
pretty nice of them.
Actually, I was gonna say, like, that's probably the nicest ending to any of these stories.
Too bad StockX and Nike can't do that.
I cannot wait for that lawsuit to go to court. Go to trial. I honestly, I can't wait. It's gonna be must-see TV. This is kind of crazy. Bergen County resident faces $500,000 lawsuit. I missed a zero there over sneaker business. In an article written by Kyle Morrell for NorthJersey.com, a Bergen County resident who owns a footwear company is being sued for allegedly failing to repay a man who invested more than $500,000 in the business.
They should have never gave you niggas money.
Yeah, $500,000. I'm not sitting a lawsuit. I'm
That's a
sitting a
lot.
hitman. Huh?
Man,
Yeah.
I got to get my paper.
Yeah, we gonna have problems.
One way or another.
You gonna
You said you're sending a what?
a hitman.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not 500,000. Like, you know, you owe me 500,000. Why I gotta come look for you for? 500,000.
You having flashbacks? You reliving something right now?
No. I'm
Oh,
just
you
saying.
like 50 Cent. If I
Watch,
can't
watch,
find
it,
you,
watch what you say now.
No, I'm just saying 500,000.
It's too late. He already
He doubled it twice. The Geeno baited him and he fell for it.
No,
He
ain't
said
nobody
twice.
fell for it. I just stood on business. Like 500,000.
That's what you say now.
That's a lot of money. You owe me 500,000.
Is that worth more than your freedom?
Huh?
Is that worth more than your freedom?
I got 500,000 to blow. Then I mean, shit. I got places to go. I ain't,
Let the
extradition
legal
laws.
system back you up.
AKA, I got 5 passports.
I'm
That's
just
crazy.
He gonna willingly get himself deported. That's what that
I'm a deport
I'm
American
gonna go to
citizen.
Chicago and wear some Jordans and a Bulls jersey and just have them deport
Where they
me.
gonna deport you
Yeah,
to?
I don't know. The lawsuit filed by Jose Pereira says Roman
Medellin?
Vargas. Huh?
Medellin, that's what the dope at.
Roman Vargas.
You know he know.
I hate all y'all.
Owner Passport Bro and Frank Lucas at the same time.
He got frequent flyer miles going there.
Can I get to the story? Goddamn it. Owner and operator of Just Retros LLC violated an agreement reached in 2023 to reimburse Jose for his stake in the company. The suit says Roman's actions constituted fraud, deception, misrepresentation, and false promise in breach of the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act. The lawsuit says Roman, a Paramus resident, contacted Jose in April 2023 to discuss what the owner said was a unique business opportunity to invest in the sneaker business. I mean, it's a resale shop. Like, is that unique? Like, I mean, we've seen a million of those. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's from New Jersey. The two reached an agreement in which Jose invested $535,000 in Just Retros, and Roman used it to purchase high-end footwear not available to the general public. That already sounds sketchy to me. Not available to the general public. Like, it's available, but it's just out of their price range. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Rich got him.
Middle fingers to him too.
Oh, Mike Rich got the Kobe's.
Rich got him.
I don't Kobe's.
Oh, there's a joke in there. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Shut up.
Of all people.
Why you gonna double finger him?
That's the pause of the day so far.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You gonna do what now? Double what now?
Double finger.
Because he didn't get him. You know what I mean? Shoes
This episode should just be called pause, nigga. Like,
He gonna do what to Mike Rich?
He gave him 2 fingers up.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
Because he got him and he didn't.
The double
Hating
bird.
ass.
The double bird.
You a hater, man.
I'm a contrarian, remember?
You a hater.
Oh, man.
I'm telling Mike, too. Mike.
No, we should call him.
Yeah. Mike, check this show out, man. This
Look,
guy to my left.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
man,
girl in the
look,
shoes. That's
I'm
crazy.
Mean Gene is a hater.
Are you doing that because of the Chicago situation?
That's all. That's the only reason
Yeah,
why.
you doing it because of the Chicago situation.
That was what?
That's
How
what I
long
said,
ago was that?
That's the Chicago
like-
situation.
That was
Yeah.
like 7-8 years
That's
ago.
Drake. Drake doing that. That's
Oh,
sneak this
man.
with your
Man, y'all going
girl.
off on this
Yeah.
episode, man.
What you mean? You did the most explosive part.
Y'all assume. Stop assuming, because you know what that makes.
You ain't deny though.
I'm not guilty either. I didn't say anything.
There's a lot of hesitancy.
I didn't say anything.
Caesar is saying that you alluded to that.
He's assuming I
And he
alluded
knows
to
something
that.
about not denying.
Everybody
shit, too.
watching assume the same thing.
Okay, we'll see in the comments.
Okay.
You know
Go
he
to the
posting that clip.
I know
I
he
can't
is.
wait for that shit.
I know he is.
He ain't gonna share that shit.
Ooh, I'm gonna share everything.
But,
I shared when you put me up there sleeping. Did you share when
Oh,
I put
yeah.
you up there
I
sleeping?
did. I even put it in the video.
Nice. I found another one too.
Oh, God damn it. God
Found
damn it. I
another
should have known.
yesterday. I'm gonna post that today.
Which one? You talking about the one where he slept in traffic when he was in LA?
When he had his hat on.
I tried to, man.
He had his
damn it.
hat cocked, the New Jersey Nets hat.
Horrible.
Was it a red one? Because you said y'all was in L.A.
It was black.
It was
Oh.
black. That was
Yeah,
somewhere
I
in
learned my
LA.
lesson.
Yeah, LA. No, he got
Man.
checked on the plane. But when
Damn.
he got off, he changed clothes.
Anybody get checked? It was an old dude.
And then he
in
almost
his
got in
80s.
an accident in LA, changing lanes, almost running into cars. But he talking about my drive.
No, we're not talking about your. No, you was on the rumble strips though.
But
That-
did you
no,
almost,
the
but
funny-
didn't you almost get in an
No,
accident in LA?
I admit I didn't see the truck, so I swear.
And then he tried to continue like he ain't do nothing wrong.
I mean, shit. If I ain't see it, I ain't see it.
I
But
woke everybody up and I immediately pulled over.
that shit was funny. Everybody was scared as fuck.
and
But
didn't drive no more.
You didn't have no Mountain Dew.
Nah, I was
No,
It was
yeah.
late.
I had just gotten
Nah,
out.
it wasn't worse than your
I don't
boy
know
though.
why C's idea was to start driving to New York at like 9 o'clock at night.
No, because we wanted to get there early.
We wanted to get there by the morning time.
Yeah.
I just got
That's still too late. Yeah, no.
But yeah, it was Sneaker Girl. Shout
I
out to
can't
her.
do that late driving.
She took us.
No,
through.
Sticker Girl got us there, but it was a boy though that almost got us killed to New York.
Oh yeah, yeah. That merging on that freeway with the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, this guy.
He ain't been on the show in 10 years.
What happened to him? I ain't
Good
seen him
question.
on social media.
I haven't
I've seen him on
yet.
social media. He's still doing the same thing.
Is
Oh,
he?
is he? Okay.
I ain't seen him in a minute.
I know, yeah.
Maybe he did the Juan Neal to me.
Boy, that boy. Speaking, I'm gonna leave that alone. Where am I at? Oh well, I'd say this though. Jake invited me to Michigan Sneaker Exchange events, and I understand it. I ain't mad.
Jake
at him.
who?
Little Jake.
I ain't been invited since
No,
ever.
from Michigan Sneaker Exchange.
You probably see him.
Little white dude.
God damn, that was racist.
Jake Shire.
Jake. You know Jake.
I probably seen him on my face.
But yeah, but anyway.
Like, you talking about? Yeah, you went.
No, I went because, he had to unload dead weight too. And so, he reached out and was like,
Oh, you good? You good to go back now?
I mean, because I ain't want to go. I ain't about to put money in his pocket.
Person not there anymore.
Yeah, I ain't about to put money in his
I
pocket.
know, that's why I hadn't been invited.
Yeah, like, why am I going to entertain that? But, that's the thing about being dead weight. People get tired of carrying you. So,
boom, roasted.
Jake.
No.
Finally found,
got found new levels of the ocean when they found it become disrespectful.
It took a long time, though, right?
Yeah, but I'm not mad at Jake in the sense of because he was just being loyal. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his boy. They was working together. He was being loyal to his, his partner. I ain't mad at that. Because he probably didn't know the full story because me and him ain't tight like that. And he talked to him like on a regular basis. So whatever version of events he was getting was probably coming from him. So I understand it. But he reached out. And it's funny, though, because I talked to somebody else, I'll tell y'all after the show, and he was saying the same thing.
It ain't worth our time. What's his name?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
That's why I'm happy being the fourth worst on this show.
There's only 4 of us. In a return.
I said fourth worst.
In return.
Where am I?
You? This episode, you too. You too.
So what?
Geeno was holding down a 2 spot. You lapped him twice in this episode. He tried to catch up. He tried to get his spot back, but you kept pulling away.
So we know who won is.
How the fuck am I number 1?
So we go
one go without 3.
What did I do this episode that made me number 1?
You woke up.
See, you got 12 years of
No. We're not going. No, we're not going.
Show.
Wait, time out. No bullshit.
You killed 2 ponies from the state fair to make them KDs.
Listen,
Them was real dumb.
I just want people to know he reached back to the KD7s. They're on the KD18, and he went back 11 years.
Now you had to do the same thing.
Jesus. Goddamn. Here's the thing, though. If we're going to judge Geeno and Jumpman off of this show, why am I being judged on past shows?
Because you have more tenure than doing it.
You.
It's like somebody who scored 30 points for 2 seasons, and you've been doing it for 12.
How can you not say you number 1?
Your reputation
crazy.
Let me remind you.
That is
I'm
crazy.
gonna say one thing. London. SneakerCon.
That ain't got nothing to do.
Yes, it does for something being the worst. It does have some parts of being the worst.
You know the crazy thing about that? That it's funny that he referenced that.
Respect.
No,
that's pretty bad.
No, here's what's fucked up about it.
That's what my point of
Hold
not
on.
turning your back on
Hold
something.
on. No.
That's my point.
You know what's
right
crazy
there.
about that is that it was not me. If you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at that person, not me.
But you could have said no. You could have said no.
Hey, just move on.
Self-control.
Nope. Y'all talking about me?
Self-control.
Hey, move on because you don't speak on it.
Oh, now you're not gonna say that.
No, I mean I can't argue.
That number 2, we went to when we was in San Francisco. We got food from the pier, and you still maybe carry your burrito around till we got home. Pause.
That's the pause of the day so far.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Because if we're gonna bring up San Francisco, if we're gonna bring up San Francisco,
and we did a baton where I raced and gave it to MJ. MJ grabbed it, raced and gave it to race.
Hold on.
On the
if we're gonna bring up out of pocket shit,
doing a 4x400.
No. If we're gonna bring up out of pocket shit from San Francisco, then we gotta bring up how you acted when we went to the ice cream shop.
What?
Because you made that shit.
I was surprised. You was too.
But I was cool until you started busting out laughing. You know,
I was not. I laughed out the door.
No, wait. You never
You
been
talking
in
about
class?
the people working there?
Yes.
Yeah, remember the dude was like, have a nice day.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was a general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
That was on the way out. See,
No, you know you in class and you do a good job of like composing yourself, but then your friend sitting next to you bust out laughing.
but you
can't
got
hold it no more.
self-control. You ain't had to bust out laughing.
How can I not? You doubled over laughing.
I didn't. You know what? In my words of JumpmanBostic, what was I laughing at?
See, right. So we never said nothing. So we innocent. We innocent.
You just trying to cover your ass when that was up.
No.
That shit was crazy. Because we all knew what you was laughing at. And the shit was funny. I'm just
You
saying.
laughed too, though, once you found out.
No, I knew it. I was at the register
when
first.
we went to Walt Disney World.
I was at the
and you
register
didn't
first.
recognize
No,
it.
I recognized it.
No, you didn't.
But I was just kind of like, okay.
And we went to Walt Disney World.
And then I look over at Guru, and Guru, he got that laugh. He like, and just starts laughing.
He laughed because you didn't recognize
No,
it.
I recognized it, but I was cool. It's when he started laughing because they did come, have a nice day. And when they said that shit, Guru bust out laughing. And
I
it
didn't
took
see
everything.
nobody. I was pointing at my ice cream the whole time.
No,
Then
yeah,
when
you
I
was still
looked
getting
up,
right.
I looked up, I was like, oh,
Right.
like, and
I
then
seen
on the
it.
way
I was at the
out,
register.
it was like, have a nice day.
And when he turned and he bust,
Why it gotta be it said have a nice day?
Dog,
we're not gonna
you
say
had,
what
you had to be there, bro. I'm just saying this.
I'm trying to get one of them.
See, he number 2, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm still
I'm
number
telling you,
3.
that's what. You was also number 1 when me and you and MJ went to Walt Disney World with your fast pass on your wristband. You cut in front of them 2 9-year-olds.
When that happened?
Yes, you did. When we got on that, was that
Oh, you
that
cut
Toy
in
Story
front of
ride?
some-
Now you
was
making up
like,
shit.
no, you was like,
Now
I
you
said,
making
see,
up
that was
shit.
first. He was like, man, I don't care. I got scared first.
I'll admit
I
anything.
scared fast.
That's
Cut in front of some kids.
First of all, that never
hard.
happened. You
It
making up
did.
shit.
You
When that
was like, I
happened?
got my wrist scanned first. I
Oh,
didn't
that's
see him.
bullshit.
Yes, you
I ain't
did.
do that.
That's
We
being
called
the
MJ.
worst for real, man.
Listen, I'll tell you if I did it. I didn't do it.
Man.
I ain't denying none of the shit y'all said. Even when he said the shit in London, I was like, yeah, I was wrong.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But
But
the
respect.
But I mean, but he can't be mad at her.
But you could have said no. It does not happen
Yep.
without your consent.
You could have said
No, that shit happened like years ago. I ain't got to worry about
You
this
could
shit.
have
No more.
turned your back on him. Yep. But you wanted to.
And and you know how you the worst. You came back and told us
Bragging.
that and your roommate stories from that trip.
No, he was like, if anybody's out of pocket.
You number 2 right
No,
now.
I'm not.
Hold on.
No,
Fuck that. Blow a whistle blow a whistle on my roommate because he was out of pocket too. Come out the shower looking like that.
See,
All I
that's
remember-
why he the worst.
all
Because
I
we didn't
remember,
need to know that. We didn't need to know that.
I didn't need to see it.
You
Kept talking about pizza
The
triangles.
last time I saw that, I would never tell people. You had to tell us that. That's why you number 1, man. Got a decade. You got greatest
That
hits.
shit was horrible, bro.
of
No, if I had
foulness.
to have that shit seared into my memory, y'all need to have it seared in your memory too.
So we should feel the pain because you felt it. That's
Fuck
crazy.
yeah, that shit was
Nah.
horrible.
Nah.
But no, like okay, so the only thing in London, only thing I take issue with in London is if you feel some type of way, don't wait till like 6 months later to come and say something. Matter of fact, he didn't even say shit to me. Somebody else said something to me.
See, still
I ain't
bragging.
say no names.
Drake still. I smacked your girl.
I ain't gonna say no names because I ain't gonna
You
put
might
nobody
well
on
put some
blast.
Crocs on, man.
I ain't gonna put nobody on blast.
You know what? I heard that story, JB, and I thought about what you told us from that outside. And how's that even a flex? That's disgusting.
What you talking about? What I did in London?
No, I'm talking about what Drake.
Oh.
What Drake said. I slept in the Pistons locker room.
Right, that's
Craig
on
left
it.
his
Gay as
cracks in
hell.
there. I've never put on
When
any
he had
men's
his
clothes.
concert there, man.
Yeah, you told me about that. I told
he
my
rented
friends
out the whole locker room
because he didn't want to get a hotel.
and put a studio in there and made an album in there.
Drake just so effeminate to me. But
Crazy.
but like with that situation, I ain't say nobody's name because I ain't trying to embarrass nobody more than that. I mean, it's a funny story, but I ain't trying to. If I wanted to embarrass somebody, I would have just said his name and just put it out there like that. Because there was multiple ways I could have made dude look stupid, but I didn't. Like, I actually hold back. If y'all think about it, the only people that really know shit is y'all. Like, I don't go on the show and tell all these stories.
I know you're gonna say it. We just still make it worse, even though you hold it in.
Like, I be like, if I wanted to set the world on fire, I could.
You've
I don't.
You've done it.
I don't. I be like, I'm more reserved than not. Like I said, I tell y'all, y'all know this shit behind the scenes. I don't go around on the show at least or publicly.
Sometime.
No, I'll reference shit, but I don't go into details, and I for sure don't put nobody's name.
Yeah,
out there.
you didn't beef. You didn't argue with the CEO of Nike. You didn't beef with Virgil. Rest in peace with Virgil. You've argued with
Me?
Jerry Lorenzo.
But I said that. But
me, nigga.
God damn, that was racist.
Wait. Time out. Why you mad? You act like this shit just happened yesterday.
You act like you didn't do it.
No, we
you
did.
have said things on the show, man. Yeah.
But I stand on it, though.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I stand on
Your
it.
ass could have called me, nigga.
We could have. You could have called me. Point is,
you was wrong.
But we agreed, though. Now, I admit I was wrong. We could have both handled that differently. We like a lot of outside people.
But it made us closer.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks to Sean, Paper
Mike
Chaser,
Rich
and Mike
Sean
Rich.
Williams. Yeah, those two people was like,
without them,
yes,
Hitman.
Yeah. Oh, you 500K?
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying.
But no.
I'm just saying. You. That's why I'm just pointing out why you number one.
No,
because you've had moments.
No,
but we good.
I'm in defense of myself.
We good.
Not even just talking about that.
We was both wrong. We was both wrong.
But in defense of myself, though, I've always stood on business. I ain't never said anything.
How long
on the
it
show.
take you though?
What, to apologize?
How long it take us to talk?
Oh, it took a minute. But I'm talking about
almost 8 months, 9 months.
It took a minute, right? But I'm saying no. What I'm saying is, if I say something on the show, like even if I'm mad, right, and I encounter that person, I'm not gonna switch up on them. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh shucks" or none of that shit. It's gonna be the same energy I had on the show when we went to Nike. Anything I said on the show, I said at Nike headquarters, which is why they were like, "Yo, what the fuck." They was like, "Yo, like it's a whole different person from day one to day
and
two."
That's why you still get them boxes.
But it's like, I mean, but here's the thing though. Like I like to be authentic, right? So this is why I don't say a lot of shit on the show, because I don't want to be just seen as the person that just be popping off, because I ain't trying to go out there and I gotta face this person. Face that person.
You already that guy. You already that number one guy. Number one's done.
So that tells you if I'm the number one guy doing that shit, then I mean.
Two, it's a mixture. It's I don't know. I think Guru ahead of me sometimes.
Well, let me wrap up the story real quick.
Who ahead of me? I'm fourth. Absolutely not.
Let me finish the story.
Last. Super last.
We got to wrap up.
Super last.
We got to
the
wrap
only
up.
thing y'all can say I'm the worst at, y'all still can't prove to this day. So I'm good.
Being on time?
Teflon, nope.
Oh, no,
done.
I'm going to find that shit.
Teflon done.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You got to find that.
I'm going to find that shit. I want to.
Teflon done.
I just remember it was in this old studio in Woodward. That's the one thing. So I know how to.
No, I don't think it was in the studio in Woodward. It wasn't in Woodward.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't in Woodward.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't in Woodward, bro.
I promise you.
Now you know if you didn't do it.
See, he's telling himself. But anyway,
I did it.
What's the last?
You can say what you're accusing me of.
Let me get
if
to
you say I did something at
let me
this date
finish
in
the
time,
story.
and
If
I
it
tell
didn't
you I
happen,
was not there.
it wouldn't happen in any studio, right?
What? I didn't do nothing. I said you couldn't.
But let me finish the story.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish? Okay, I'm finished.
In return, Roman and Just Friends would fully reimburse Jose's investment, along with $160,000 guaranteed profit and 50% of all future profits, the suit says. However, it contends the defendants have not paid any portion of the investment or the subsequent proceeds. Jose is seeking judgment on counts of breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and violation of the Consumer Fraud Act. Jose is demanding at least $695,000, the combined total of the investment and guaranteed profits, on each count, plus interest, various court fees, and any other relief determined by the court. So,
sound like a millie.
Man, shit, that's gonna be. I might hit 700,000. But anyway,
how many legs is that worth breaking?
A lot. Episode 335.
That's a
Jumpman,
doozy.
Guru, Geeno,
the Mountain Dew episode.
Yes,
we gotta cut some versions out of this.
Shout out to Detroit Podcast Company. Shout out to Randy.
Yeah.
We out.
Peace.